So hello students, good morning each and every one of you. Welcome to Vedantu NEET English. This is Basavaraj Sir, your biology master teacher. Good morning each and every one of you students. Now first of all, before we start today's amazing class, which is going to be the entire class 12th PYQ, all the way from your human reproduction to the entire ecology and genetics in the middle, right? So before we start the entire PYQ session, a long marathon, I want everyone to quickly put fire emoji in the chat if I am audible and clearly visible to all of you students. Quickly in the chat, all of you. If I am properly audible to all of you and visible to all of you, can everyone quickly put some fire emoji in the chat? Like, yes sir, you're properly audible and visible to all of you students. Quickly students. Yes students, unfunny studio. Oh my god, I swear student, this studio has been, something has happened to my board. Someone has put some kind of, evil eye on my board. My board is not working very properly. There is some lag is happening in the board, but that is fine because we'll be doing PYQs. And for the PYQ session, I want your participation more than my participation, right? Because I ask you a question, it is up to you if you want to answer or not. Because I will not be writing a lot, I'll be showing you questions. So it's up to you to decide that, yes sir, I will participate in the class, I will be active in the class, and I will learn in the class. So it is all up to you students. Now students, again I request all of you to watch the video till the very end because it is extremely important, because this entire session can completely change your NEET preparation, because when you solve a question, you just don't recall, you rectify your mistake. So this PYQ session is going to be a game changer for all of you. Yes. Now students, I want everyone to tell me in the chat right now, out of 5, how strong is your class 12th botany? Out of 5, go in the chat students, quickly go in the chat. Out of 5 students, how strong is your botany preparation? Yes, all of you students, it's going to be a long session. Students, quick in the chat. I want everyone to rate your entire, let's say, class 12 preparation, botany preparation out of 5. For example, how is your genetics? How is your ecology? And how is the entire human reproduction unit as such? Okay, 4. Okay, students. Yes, request tell in the chat quickly, students. How is the preparation? Minus 45. I'm asking out of 5, which means minus 45. Okay, students, you will get an idea. By the end of today's class, all of you have an idea about how is your class preparation, and you will be able to rectify based on mistakes. Okay, students. So I want everyone to, all of you, quickly smash your like button right now in the chat. All of you, smash your like button. Yes. And if you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel if you're new also. Okay, so students, here we go. The first question on the board. Let's see who gets the answer first. Fast finger first also in my class. Okay, now the first question is from Principles of Inheritance. See, I thought we will do reproduction first, but no. We'll directly go to the high weightage chapter. And that is going to be your entire Principles of Inheritance. And here is the first question on the board. Very easy question, very straightforward question on the board, students. Quickly go. Who can tell the answer first? Quickly, students, quickly. Very straightforward, the first answer question on the board. The production of gametes by the parents and the formation of zygote, the F1 and F2 plants, can be understood using which of the following? This is a 2019 question on the board. Pi diagram, no way. A pyramid diagram, Venn diagram, Punnett square. You will tell me, sir, option number 3, Punnett square, right? Okay. Option number 3, Punnett square. Exactly. Option number 3, Punnett square is the right answer. Very easy, very easy. Okay. Next question on the board, students. In which genetic condition each cell is affected, in the affected person has 3 sex chromosome, XXY condition? See, all of you know there are 3 chromosomal diseases. First one is called as Down syndrome, second is called as Klinefelter syndrome, and the third one is called as what, students? Third one is called as Turner syndrome. So in the case of Down syndrome, it is trisomy of 21. In Klinefelter syndrome, here we have XXY condition. This is Klinefelter syndrome. And in the case of Turner syndrome, it is going to be what, students? In the case of Turner syndrome, it's going to be XO condition. So here is an example of your Klinefelter syndrome. Here, XXY condition. There is an extra X chromosome here. Extra X chromosome is present. All of you correct? Yes. Exact, students. See, I was supposed to take molecular basis initially. So I gave up molecular basis, right? See, molecular basis is a botany chapter, right? I gave up molecular basis. So in exchange, I got few chapters in written. What is there in that? Huh? Okay. Next question on the board, students. Next question on the board. See, all of you should remember this. All of you should remember this also. These are the different symptoms also given here. For example, in the case of Klinefelter syndrome, you have to remember gynecomastia. Here, in the case of Down syndrome, you have to remember all of these symptoms because question will come directly from these symptoms here on the board. Now, next question on the board, students. Next question on the board. Quick, students, quick. Next question on the board. In a marriage, all of you know what is a marriage, right? Hello, Pramod, hello. In a marriage between a male with blood group A, let's say the husband has blood group A here, okay, and a female with blood group B. The female is blood group B here, okay. The progeny had either, the progeny means the offspring. The offspring has either AB or B blood grouping, okay. What could be the possible genotype of the parents? They're asking the genotype of the parents here. Now, students, when you get such questions, the first things which you need to do here right now is start with what, students? Start with a cross. Okay, let's take option number 1, all of you. Let's take option number 1 here. Okay, let's do a simple cross with option number A right now. What do we have? IA and small I in the case of male, and we have female is IB and IB. So what do we get, students, here? We get IA and IB, okay, IB and small I, then we get IA and IB, and then what do we get? IB and small I. Now, students, you tell me in the chat right now, all of you quickly in the chat, does this make sense now? See, the child can be AB or B. So we have AB here, we have AB here or B here. So with the help of a simple cross, option number 1 itself is the right answer, and congratulations, ta-da. So such questions are very easy. You don't have to take any attention. If you do a simple cross, you can tell option number A is the right answer. It's called as hit and trial method also. Hit and trial method. Okay. Then it hardly takes 5 seconds or 10 seconds to do this one cross. 10 seconds to do one cross. Okay. Now, students, next question on the board. Here we go. What is the genetic disorder in which individual has an overall masculine development? Gynecomastia. See, students, I told you, they'll ask you a question directly. They can ask you what is gynecomastia here, and then they can ask you which is the chromosomal disorder. Again, students, what is the answer? See here, this is a NEET PYQ again from 2019 question. That is going to be Klinefelter syndrome again. All of you agree with me, students? It's going to be again Klinefelter syndrome. Yes, all of you. So do you realize genetics can be either two spectrums? Okay, either it can be very easy or it can be very difficult. There is no in between. So it can be either very easy or very difficult. There is no in between. So Klinefelter syndrome is the answer here. Okay. Next question on the board. The frequency of recombination between the gene pairs of the same chromosome as a measure of distance between gene was explained by. Basically, they are asking you which was the scientist who gave gene mapping. Which was the scientist who gave gene mapping? That's all is the question. Let me give a small clue, students. He was a student of T.H. Morgan. Students, have you liked this? Have you liked the video? First of all, tell me, students, in the chat. Have you liked the video or not? Students, why is not everyone commenting? I want everyone to participate in the class. See, every single student who are watching lecture right now, I want you to participate. There is nothing wrong in telling the wrong answer. I will not scold. I will be happy if you are making a mistake because you are making a mistake in my class. So it is always beneficial to make a mistake in class rather than doing it in the examination. So I want everyone to participate. Okay? I want everyone to participate in the chat, all of you. Okay. So who gave gene mapping, students? It was given by Alfred Stewart Went. Alfred Stewart Went is a student. He is a student of your T.H. Morgan who worked on your gene mapping. And all the students, he was a scientist who gave something called as centimorgan. He also gave a unit for gene mapping called as centimorgan, okay, or Morgan units. See, such dedication they have. See, they discovered something and they are giving tribute to their teachers. You are also there. I am asking you to like one video, not even liking the video. I am asking you to participate. You are not participating also. All of you. So tell the answer right now. Answer is going to be Alfred Stewart went. Okay. Yeah, Alfred from your Batman. Yeah, right. Okay. Next question on the board. Next question on the board. Okay. In Atrium species Snapdragon, a red flower was crossed with a white flower. See, all of you know, in the case of Atrium species students, do we see co-dominance or do we see incomplete dominance? First of all, in the chat, students. Exactly. Students, like done, nice. Students, tell me, in the case of Atrium species, do we see in the case of Atrium species, do we see incomplete co-dominance? You will tell me, sir, incomplete dominance can be seen in the case of Atrium species, Snapdragon, Mirabilis jalpa, dog flower, whatever you call it. Okay, incomplete dominance. Okay, now in the F1 generation, pink color flower is obtained. Obviously, when pink color flower is selfed, the F2 generation showed white, red and pink color flower in 1:2:1 ratio. All of you know that. Choose the incorrect statement here. Law of segregation does not apply in this experiment. This experiment does not follow the principles of dominance. Yes, it does not follow. The pink color of in the F1 is due to incomplete dominance. Yes. The ratio in the F2 is 1:2:1. Yes. Now, what is the wrong answer, students, here? Now, why is that? Because all of you should know by now. Yes, I always read the comments. Obviously, I read the comments. Students, my job is to read the comments only. Okay. Now, students, all of you should remember throughout your life right now, the concept of dominance, right, has exceptions. Law of dominance has two exceptions mainly. In your syllabus, incomplete co-dominance. They are exception to your law of dominance. When polygenetic inheritance also to some extent. But law of segregation is universal. Law of segregation do not have any kind of exception. Students, does anyone know? Do you have exception in the case of law of independent assortment? Who can tell me? Do you have exception there? We'll make a video on the NEET. NEET will make a video on that. How can you manage NEET as well as your school? Will make a video on that. Don't worry. Okay, we'll make a video on that. How can you manage both? Okay, students, quickly tell me in the chat. Do you find variations or exception to the rule of law of independent assortment? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. For example, linkage and recombination. In linkage and recombination, we learn that. Okay, in linkage and recombination, we learn that the 9:3:1 ratio can be variable. It can change. So remember that. So who can tell me, students, which is the only law, universal law in your given by Mendel? The only law which is universal is law of segregation is universal. So please remember that. Please remember, students. Okay. Now, students, next question on the board. The best example of pleiotropy. Students, I've always told you what is pleiotropy. All of you remember what is pleiotropy, students? Pleiotropy is like a mother. A mother will do all the work in the house. My mom, okay, even though she does all the work, she also tells me to do work in the house, but she will take care of major of the work in the house. It could be cooking, cleaning, everything my mom takes care of. She is the best. Okay. So she can take care of all the things in the world. So one mother is doing all kinds of work. Right. So here also what happens in the case of pleiotropy, we have one gene. One gene has multiple phenotypic expression. Multiple phenotypic expression. Here one gene, multiple expression, and the best example is going to be phenylketonuria. Now, a question to all of you again. Who can tell me in the disease phenylketonuria, it is caused because of what reason? What is the main reason for this disease? Who can tell me, students? Who can tell me what is the main reason for this disease to occur in a human? What is the main reason? All of you will tell me, students, this phenylketonuria is a disease because phenylalanine is not converted to tyrosine. Phenylalanine is not converted to tyrosine. Tyrosine is not getting converted at all. Why? Because the enzyme is missing. So in examination they can ask you which enzyme is missing. All the students, they can ask you which enzyme is missing. In such cases you should be able to tell me, sir, the enzyme which is missing here is phenylalanine hydrolase enzyme. Somewhere it is written here. Okay, phenylalanine hydrolase enzyme is missing. because of this enzyme. The disease is caused by mutation in the gene that codes for the enzyme phenylalanine hydrolase. Okay, so all of you should remember this, because since this enzyme is missing now, the phenylalanine is not converted to tyrosine. If phenylalanine is not converted to tyrosine, what happens? The concentration of phenylalanine increases, and eventually phenylalanine is converted to phenyl pyruvic acid or phenyl acid. Okay. Clear, students? Clear, all of you? Clear? Yes. Now, next question on the board. Exactly. Next question on the board, students. Let's see who can tell. Who can tell the answer? Students, enzyme should be very important. Enzyme should be very important here. Enzyme should be very important. Yes, cash is there. Students, what is the answer? Quick. And all of you quickly smash the like button, all of you. Is all of you like the video? What is the target? Target is 300. We are nowhere close to 300 still. Huh? I mean option number 3. Huh? Students, the number of contrasting characters it says. It says character now. Now, how many of you know? Tell me, students. Okay. How many characters are there? First of all, you tell me, students. How many characters are there? How many characters? There are in total of, tell me, in total of how many characters are there? Tell me, students. There are 7 characters. 7 characters, 14 traits. 7 characters and 14 traits. The question is asking you the number of contrasting characters. Contrasting characters is asking you, not traits. What is the answer? Tell me, students. Tell me what is the answer now. The question is asking character, not trait. The number of contrasting characters studied by Mendel for the experiment is going to be what? It's going to be 7 characters. The answer should be what? Answer should be 7. How many of you wrote it wrong? Raise your hands. How many of you made it wrong? Tell me raise your hands in the chat. How many of you told the wrong answer? How many of you told the wrong answer, students? Yeah? Student, Cash is my dog. My dog name is Cash. Students, who told the wrong answer? Huh? Such an easy question. Such an easy question you can go wrong. So read the question what is given. So will you make the same mistake in examination? Tell me yes or no in the chat quickly, students. Will you make the same mistake in examination? Not anymore. Because now you have made a mistake. Next time if such a question arises, you will instinctively read what are they asking you. They're asking you character or they're asking you trait. So please read what is they're asking in the comments, in the question. Okay. So don't make the same mistake in examination now. Next question on the board. The chromosomal theory of inheritance was proposed by who gave the chromosomal theory of inheritance? Sutton and Boveri, Batson and Punnett, T.H. Morgan, Watson and Crick. Very easy, students. Very easy right now. Yes. I know you make mistake when you don't read the question properly. Chromosomal theory of yours, Sutton and Boveri. Very easy question. Doesn't require much thinking here. Sutton and Boveri. Next question on the board. Identify the wrong statement with reference to the gene I that control the AB of blood grouping. Gene I. Okay. A person will have only 2 of these 3 alleles. Yes. They can have either. They can have either IA, IB or I. Any of the 2 will be present. Out of the 3 alleles, any of the 2 will be present here. 2 will be present here. When IA and IB are present together, they express same type of sugar? Absolutely not. They express different type of sugar. They express different type of sugar. N-acetyl galactosamine and galactose. So they show different type of sugar, not the same sugar. Okay. Yes, does not I has 3 alleles. Yes, it has 3 alleles. 3 alleles are present. 3 alleles are present. I does not code for any sugar. Small I, no sugar. Please remember that. Small I codes for no sugar. No sugar here. Okay. No honey. Done, students? Done. Option number 2 is the right answer. Yes, 2 is the right answer. Okay. Lock. Okay. Next question on the board. The experimental verification of chromosomal theory of inheritance was given by who did the experimental verification. Again, this is a NEET 2020 question from your COVID time. Students, which class you were in that time? You were probably in what? Class 10th that time? No? Class 10th. Yes. This is a COVID question on the board. COVID question on the board, students. COVID question on the board. COVID question on the board. Who can tell me? Quick, 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 quick. Experimental verification was given by T.H. Morgan. T.H. Morgan gave the experimental verification. T.H. Morgan gave the experimental verification. Next question on the board. In a cross between a male and female, both heterozygous for sickle cell anemia gene, what percentage of progeny will be deceased? Both are what? Both are heterozygous for the disease. This is the clue here. This is the clue here, students. This is the clue right here. In a cross between a male and female, both are heterozygous, right? Students, should I solve this? Yes. Students, should I solve this or not? Tell me in the chat. 8th class, sir. 2020, you were in 8th class. Some small kids, all of you are. Lol, small kids. Some primary students, all of you are. Oh God. Should I solve this? Students, do you want me to solve this? Do you want me to solve this or not? Tell me, students, in the chat quickly. Okay. Now, both are heterozygous for sickle cell anemia, right? Heterozygous. So, both can be HbA and HbS. Both husband and wife are HbA and HbS. Okay. Both are HbA and HbS, students. Okay. Now, what you need to do, you have to do a cross between them. HbA and HbS. Let's do a simple cross between them. Okay. Let's do a simple cross right here. Let's do a simple cross. HbA, HbS, both are heterozygous. Both are heterozygous, students. Okay. HbA is normal. HbS is sickle cell anemia here. Okay. HbS. So what do we get? HbA, 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 HbS, HbA, and HbS. And this last one is going to be HbS and HbS. So all of you should remember, sickle cell anemia will only cause when, students, when both are homozygote sickle cell anemia. So when both alleles are sickle cell, then only the disease will come. Here carrier, again carrier. This is going to be completely normal in shape, normal. So what is the answer, students? What is the answer? What is the answer, students? Tell me. See, this is entire thing is 100%, 25, 25, 25, 25. This 25% is the right answer. 25% is the right answer. Now, I will change the question, students. I will change the question into Tell me the answer now. Tell me the answer now, students. I am changing the question to carrier now. I am changing the question to carrier right now. What percentage of offspring are going to be carrier in nature now? Carrier. Who can tell me the answer, students? Quick answer now. Who can tell me? So in carrier, all of you can notice here, this HPAS and HbA and HbS, both of them are going to be carriers here. They are going to be carriers. So 25, 25, 25, 25. Together, this is 50%, right? 50% is the answer in such case. 50% the answer in such case. Okay. So all of you can solve these questions very easily now. All of you are pro now. Pro max, all of you are. Okay. Pro max now. Okay. Next question on the board, student. Next question on the board. A normal girl. Okay. Let's take a normal girl. Okay. Any normal. Okay. Let's take a normal girl now. Normal girl is XX. Okay. Whose mother is hemophilic. Okay. Her mother is hemophilic in nature. That's colorblind, no? Whose mother is hemophilic in nature. Okay. Now, she marries a male. She is now marrying a male. Okay. Now, she is marrying a male with no ancestral history of hemophilia. So this is going to be normal. But since this mother is hemophilic in nature, this X chromosome will come here. So she is going to be a carrier here. She is going to be a carrier here. Okay. Now let's do a cross, simple cross, and let's see what we get here. Let's do a simple cross and let's see what we get here. XXH hemophilic in nature. Male is normal here. Okay. Normal female, carrier female, normal male, and hemophilic male. Hemophilic male. So students, okay. Students, now what is the answer now? Hemophilic son and hemophilic daughter. We do not have hemophilic son here, right? Okay, we do not have, we have a hemophilic son, but hemophilic daughter is not there. This is gone. Hemophilic son and carrier daughter. Yes, hemophilic son and a carrier daughter. This is correct. Normal daughter, normal son, normal daughter. This is also correct. Correct. Normal son and hemophilic daughter, no. There is no hemophilic daughter at all here. So B and C is the right answer. So what is the answer, students? What is the answer? Option number 2. All of you are able to solve, students? All of you are able to solve, students? Tell me. Students, quickly tell me in the chat. All of you are able to solve? Yes or no in the chat? Quickly tell me in the chat. Yes or no? Easy or difficult? Should I explain again? I hope not. I don't think so. I have to explain again. I don't think so. I have to explain again, students. Done? Students, do you know apart from sigma there is something called as omega? Do you know what is omega? Omega is the maximum. Okay. So there is something called as if you watch X-Men, right? X-Men is a part of your Marvel universe, right? In X-Men there is something called as omega level mutants. Those are the strongest. So omega is the strongest there. Forget alpha, beta, gamma. Omega level mutant. Okay. Next question on the board. Select the incorrect match regarding the symbols used in pedigree. Incorrect here. You are supposed to tell me, sir, which of the following is incorrect. This is a NEET 2022 question. Again, friends, COVID was there, right? I think COVID was gone. Okay. Students, tell me quickly, students, what is the answer? See, sex unspecified is correct. Individual is correct. This is correct. But consanguineous mating is wrong. Why? Because in consanguineous mating, we're supposed to have 2 lines, not 1 line. It should be 2 line. So that is incorrect here. That is going to be incorrect here, students. Students, what is this? All of you are very sleeping now. I know all of you are sleeping now. No one wants to answer in the chat. Huh? What is this? Where is the power? Show me the answers in the chat. I want quick answers in the chat. I want everyone to keep on answering, because if you don't answer, I will not know if you're understanding or not. Then I'll also go very easily then. Huh? Now, this entire table is very important again, students. This multiple question, every single here, they usually come from this table, and this is the favorite question. I don't know why. I don't know why it's favorite for them. Many questions come from here only. 90% of time. Okay. Student, oh, nice question, students. Now, what is the expected percentage of F2 progeny with so let me change the question. Let me change the question here. With yellow inflated pods in dihybrid cross experiment involving pea plant, and with green color and inflated pod and yellow color considered pod. Now take your time. Now take your time. Take your time, my friends. Take your time and answer this one, because this requires you to think a little. This requires you to think a little right now. Think a little. Okay, I'll give you a small clue, students. I'll give you a small clue right now, and I will change the question also. Okay. So all of you know, students, there is something called as 9:3:3:1 ratio. Here, in normal condition, which you have learnt, see, students, 50% can't even answer this question. In normal condition, what do we have? We have in seed shape and seed color, we have round yellow. We have round yellow. We have round green. Then we have wrinkled yellow, and then we have wrinkled green. This is the normal thing which we have, and generally when we say here, this is 9, this is 3, this is 3, and this is 1. Now students, in this dihybrid cross, we have taken seed shape, and seed color. Okay, seed color. But in reality, what can happen is, what happens is, you can take any of the following. You can take any of the following traits given by Mendel. You can take flower position, you can take plant height, we can take pod color, pod shape, any of them following can be taken. So in this particular instance, they have taken pod color and pod shape. So here what do we have, students? Here we have green inflated is the most dominant here. Then what do we have? We have green constricted. Then what do we have? Yellow inflated as well as yellow constricted. As you can see here, students, which are the parents here? This one. See, green color inflated, that is the parent one, that is 9. Okay. Now, which is the recessive one here? Yellow colored constricted is recessive here, most recessive. This is going to be 1, and this is going to be 3, and this is going to be 3 here. So the same logic applies here. The same logic applies here in both of them. Okay, both of them, students. Now, how do you solve such questions? When such question is given, students, they are asking you what is the expected progeny of yellow inflated pod. Now, this yellow inflated is what? Yellow inflated will be 3 out of 16. So, very simple now. All you need to do is 3 divided by 16 into 100. That's all. You'll get the answer. You get the answer, students. Tell me what is the answer now, students. Tell me. What is the answer? Now, what if I ask you the question? What if I change the question here into, let's say I change the question into yellow constricted. Yellow constricted. Then what is the answer, students? Tell me in the chat. If I change the question into yellow constricted, then what you need to do here is, if it is yellow constricted, again 1 divided by 16 into 100. That is your answer. Students, that is your answer. Tell me what is the answer now. Tell me the answer quickly in the chat, all of you. .25 is the answer that time. In such case, 6.25 is the answer. Such cases, 6.25 is in such cases. It's going to be 6.25. 6.25 is the answer that time. Okay. Now, there is a variation to this question also now, students. There can be a variation to this question now. Now, sometimes what happens is, they will not ask you percentage. Okay. They will not ask you percentage. They can ask you what is the expected progeny, they'll ask you. Okay. And then they'll tell you the total number of progenies in the parents is going to be, let's say, 1600. They'll give you a number. They'll give you a number of parents crossing, they'll give you. Then in such case, they will ask you what is the offspring here. Okay. So in such questions, what you need to do here is, instead of adding into 100 here, you just need to add the progenies they have given in the question. You need to do what? You need to add 1600 number of progenies here, and then you multiply and you get the answer. So in such question, you don't have to do into 100 because you're not finding the percentage there. You're finding the number of progenies. So into 1600 you should do. So all of you are getting yes or no, students? Tell me in the chat. This is how you solve the questions. This is how you solve the questions. These are the questions which usually come in examination. So you should be able to solve percentage question also. You should be able to solve number of progenies question also. Both you should be able to solve. Okay. Now, next question on the board. Next question on the board, students. Next question on the board. Next question on the board. Quick. If a female individual is small, round head, furrowed tongue, partially open mouth, okay, and broad palm with characteristic palm creases, and also physical, psychomotor and mental development is retarded, the karyotype analysis of the such individual show. Students, again, it is Down syndrome. Okay. Students, this is going to be Down syndrome. Yes or no, tell me, students, in the chat. See here, we can easily tell that all of these characters belong to Down syndrome. And all of you know, students, in Down syndrome, what is the chromosomal behavior? In Down syndrome, in the 21st chromosome, there is an extra chromosome. Yes, 21st extra chromosome. So this is a typical example of trisomy of 21. Trisomy of 21, students. Trisomy of 21. This is Klinefelter, this is Turnus, this is not given your syllabus at all. Klinefelter's Turnus Trisomia 21 is Down syndrome. Okay, Down syndrome is option number 4. I feel some of you went wrong here and there. I could see some wrong answers also in the chat. Now, next question on the board, here we go. Sickle cell anemia and hemophilia are autosomal dominant traits. Scam there only. Okay. Sickle cell anemia and hemophilia are disorders of blood. Okay. So, what is the answer, students? What is the answer? Students, do you realize from the last 40 minutes we are solving only questions of genetics? Because that is the weightage given to this chapter. Every single year there will be 4 to 5 questions here from this chapter. Students, sickle cell anemia and hemophilia are autosomal dominant traits. That is a big scam there. Statement 1 and statement 2 are incorrect. No. Statement 1 and statement 2 are incorrect. Statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is incorrect. Statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct, students. Very easy, very easy. Okay. So, option number 4 is the right answer. So, in such questions, how you should know? You should know, students, what exactly is asked in examination. Okay. See, autosomal dominant, there is only one example given here in your NCERT. Autosomal dominant, there is only one option, that is myototic dystrophy. Please remember that. Then here we have recessive, what we have PKU, sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, autosomal recessive. Sex linked, we have hemophilia and color blindness. So all of them, color blindness, this sex linked. So all of you, you have to remember this table. You have to remember this table. Without this table, it's very difficult again, students. Okay, without this entire table, it's going to be very difficult to solve such questions. Okay, very difficult to solve such questions. So please remember this at any cost. Okay, next question on the board. Students, next question on the board. Let me just sit for like a minute. Thank you. Students, I hope all of you saw the morphology video, right? Morphology video is not available on YouTube. You will get only on my Telegram. Morphology video you will get only on my Telegram. Okay, all of you know my Telegram, right? This is my Telegram. In this Telegram, you can find the morphology video. That video has all the examples given. It has all the examples, tricks for every single example of your morphology. It's hardly a 1 hour lecture. It's hardly a 1 hour lecture which will help you in every way. Okay, let's read the question and then let's see how many of you are wrong right now. Okay, that's my fun part. Okay, so low frequency recombination. It means that recombination is low. Okay, so low frequency of recombination indicates. So if recombination is low, linkage will be, students, high or low? Tell me, students, in the chat. If recombination is low, linkage will be high. Linkage will be high. If linkage is high, students, if linkage is high, it means that on one chromosome, let's say this is one chromosome, on this chromosome, the two genes are very close to each other. Gene A and gene B are very close to each other, and henceforth between them, linkage is going to be very high. Linkage is going to be very high, and recombination is going to be low. So, what is the answer, students? Tell me in the chat. What is the answer? Students, what is the answer now? Who told wrong answer? First of all, students, how many of you told wrong answer? How many of you told wrong answer, students? I think Christina, all of you told wrong answers. Yes? Closely located to each other. Students, do you understand your mistake right now? All of you understand your mistake. I saw your mistakes. Don't be like, sir, I don't do any mistake. It's good you're doing mistakes. Mistakes are always encouraged. Okay, students, I don't know if it happened to you. It used to happen to me in school. Okay, it has happened to me in school also. When I was in 9th class, I asked a question. I did not know the answer. I asked a question. My teacher is like, you don't know this much also. Whole class started laughing at me. I'm like, what is this nonsense? And after that, I never asked a doubt. After that incident, I never asked a doubt in my entire life in my class. I'm like, forget it. Doesn't matter. Not worth it. Because just because I'm asking doubt, they're laughing at me only. I'm like, so I've decided if I ever become a teacher, I should always ask my students to ask the doubts and tell the wrong answers. It's good you're telling the wrong answer. If you're telling a wrong answer, it means that you have room for improvement. If you know all the answers, what is the point? If you know all the answers, you're already good. You're already best. But if you are telling a wrong answer, it means you are improvement. You can improve on it and I can help you in that improvement. Right? So my job is there. If you know the answer, my job is not there only. I don't have to do anything. right? So if you are telling the wrong answer, it is good. So it means you are growing and you are improving. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Okay, students. 100 years you used to go to school. Students, school was fun. School was really fun. I used to love school because being a sports captain, you don't have to do anything. Always chill, enjoy, play in the ground. Okay, located close to each other. Okay. Next question on the board. In Drosophila, genes for color of the body and color of the eye are distributed on. So this is a typical NCERT question. Doesn't require much thinking. If you know the answer, you know the answer. If you don't know, you don't know. That's all. Okay. Students, if I ask, see, Pramod, understand there is always a catch. If I don't know if it happens to you in school. In my school, it used to happen. There was a big partiality with boys and girls in my class. Okay. If I ask a doubt to my teacher will chappal at my face. Okay. How much ever easy or difficult the doubt is, not clear. If one girl goes and asks, everything is clear. A whole sir or ma'am will teach the entire syllabus for them. Okay. Full entire syllabus they used to teach. But for boys, it is very tough life. Tough life we have. Okay. So students, answer the question. Answer the question. Students, again, if you're telling the answer number A, right, answer number A is wrong. Option number 4 is right. It's present on the X chromosome. Present on X chromosome. Clear, students? Morgan and his group knew that genes will occur on the X chromosome. Easy question. Students, I feel these questions are not getting over only. What is this? Genetics is not getting over only. What is this? Genetics, I am wanting genetics to get over, but it's not getting over. Assuming that fur color of an animal is dark, ranging of color of shade and white. Range of color is from shade and white. A cross is made between the male with dark fur and a female with light fur. Okay. What would be the fur of F1B? Students, I'll give you a small clue here. Okay, I'll see. Okay, I'll give you a small clue here, students. The answer is polygenetic inheritance. Always remember, when you have such a condition, A, B, 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 such is usually always regarding your polygenetic inheritance, where we always find intermediate condition. We always find intermediate here. Okay. Now, students, let me ask also a simple question. Let's say here capital A, capital A, capital B, capital B, capital C, capital C, capital A, small a, capital B, small b, capital C, small c, capital A, small a, B, small c, small a, small b, small b, small b, small a, small c. Students, in the 4 options given below, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, A, B, C and D, which of the following will have lightest skin color? Who can tell me, students? Who can tell me the lightest skin color? Don't lazy, be crazy. Wow, wow, wow. Students, tell me, which of the following will have the lightest skin color here? Option number A, B, C and D. The lightest skin color is going to be option number D. Okay, option number D, albino. Albino condition can happen. Okay, so here what happens here, in the case of polygenetic inheritance, multiple genes control one trait. Multiple genes control one trait, and here you can find something called as additive effect. Additive effect. Okay, so more dominant alleles you have, more number of dominant alleles we have here, the effect is going to be stronger effect, because more dominant, more stronger the effect here. Darkest, lightest here. Okay, darkest and lightest here. Okay, next question on the board. Here we go. A father will never pass the genes for hemophilia to the son. Yes, makes sense. Hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive disorder. See, students, I told you that time only. Hemophilia and color blindness. Hemophilia and color blindness are sex-linked, right? They're sex-linked. A father will never pass a gene from. Yes. Both are correct. Both are correct here. Okay. Sex-linked disorder, right? Yes. Students, if you remember the pedigree which I told you, pedigree, right? In pedigree, I gave you the sex-linked, right? All the properties. This was a property there. This was a property given there. This was a property given there. If you remember. Okay, if you remember. Okay. You shine like so. Oh, students. V short, what do you want to tell me first of all in the chat now? So much of buttering you're doing. What do you want to tell me? Okay. Select the correct statement with respect to pleiotropism. Okay, pleiotropy. A gene is said to be pleiotropy if it affects more than one trait. Okay, one gene, multiple trait. Phenylketonuria is an example. Yes, it is. A condition where one gene has several alleles is referred to as pleiotropy. No, that is multiple allelism. Multiple allelism. A trait is said to be pleiotropic. It has several genes controlling it. No, several genes is polygenetic inheritance. Okay, several genes is polygenetic inheritance. Yeah, all of you will answer. I know. All of you will answer. It is 3 a.m. also. 3 a.m. if I keep a class, none of you will come. Okay. Vedantu Telugu team. Students, Vedantu Telugu is also really nice. I speak to like some of the like obviously when I'm in the office I meet the Telugu team there, right? Really good sir, right? Like Rama ma'am I've met couple of times, but yeah. Okay. What is the answer, students? Let me know in the chat quickly, all of you. What is the answer? A and B is the answer. Very easy now. Next question on the board. Such questions are very easy. Okay. Such question is very easy. If a colorblind female, okay, female is colorblind here. Okay, female is colorblind here. If a colorblind female, right, colorblind female, okay, colorblind female marries a man, okay, she's marrying a man now, okay, man is here, XY, whose mother was also colorblind. His mother was colorblind. So X chromosome coming from here, colorblind here, okay, colorblind. What are the chances of the progeny? Progenies are RIP here, okay. First of all, let me tell you, progenies are gone, all colorblind, because you can see here only, right? XC, 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 XY, colorblind gone, colorblind gone, colorblind gone, okay, colorblind gone. So students, what percentage of them are colorblind? Tell me, students. Obviously I know Rama, students. Obviously I know Rama, all of them. What is this? We are in Telugu. We are in same Vedantu itself, right? So students, all of you, family is gone, no? Family is gone, students. What to do? So students, always, I'll tell you again a small hack in life. Before you get married to someone, get a test done. Okay, before you get married to someone, get all sort of tests done. Is there any hemophilic genes? Is there any type of color blindness genes in them? Please make sure that all of these are not connecting. RH factor also can be there. So please get checked on RH factor also, right? So all that is very important in life. Life essence, this life hack this is. Okay. Don't let your children suffer like this. Children are suffering here. Okay. Children are suffering here, unfortunately. Okay. So the next question on the board. And the worst part is, student, the worst part I'll tell you, these children will not have any type of certificate also. See, we can tell if there is no proper hand, if there is no proper leg, they'll get PWD category. All of you will get PW category. It will help in NEET examination also. But color blindness is not recognized only anywhere. So they have a disease, but it is not color. It is not So there is a proverb in your Kannada, okay, which say "Attu gundu leka killa." It means that you are in the game, but we don't consider you also. So these people are the small kids. This is Attu gundu leka killa here. Okay, it is there in the game, but it is not recognized only. It is not recognized. What to do? So you are having a disease, but it is not recognized by any board, and you will not get any certificate also. You will not get any certificate also. Sad life they have. Okay. Next question on the board. Next question on the board, students. Yeah, their love is blind. They made children blind. Children are not blind here. They are color blind. The blind and color blind is big difference is there. Okay, this is that we cannot allow them to drive car or bike in the road. That's all. Because these people will not see which is red, which is green. They'll keep going. They'll see gray all the time. Okay, so they can't see which is green, which is red. Okay, so don't call them color blind. Oh my God, color blind there. That's all. They're not blind here. They have eyes here. Okay, they have eyes. Oh my God. Which of the following occurs due to presence of autosomal link dominant trait? Students, I have always told you, in your NCERT, there is only one autosomal dominant. Students, I am getting fed up now with these questions now. These questions are not getting over only. What is this? Myotonic dystrophy. Myotonic dystrophy. Students, how many questions are there? Why are these questions not getting over? I want to start solving reproduction or ecology. Okay. Next question on the board. Exotype of sex determination can be found in students. Exotype. Exo. Exo is a type of, it's the name of a club also. Exo is a club. Exotype of sex determination can be found in. Monkey, no. Drosophila, no. Birds, ZWZZ. It's going to be grasshopper, students. Doesn't take much thinking. It's going to be grasshopper. Grasshopper, easy. Grasshopper is exo. Again, friends, who can tell me here? This exo right now, is it going to be male or female? Who can tell me? Is it going to be male or female? Do we see male heterogamity or female heterogamity here? Who can tell me? Who can tell me, students? What do we see here? Do we see male heterogamity or do we feel here female heterogamity? You will tell me, sir, we find male heterogamity here. Males have two different types of chromosomes here. Okay, two different types of chromosomes. Again, students, who can tell me here? Do you think here males have full set of chromosomes? No. Here one chromosome is missing in the case of males here. Okay, okay. Next question on the board about your sickle cell anemia. Oh, finally, we come to 2023. We have one more year to go, students. One more year, finally. One more year and we will finish this chapter. Very big chapter. There is a change in a gene for beta globin. Yes. In beta globin, there is a valine instead of lysine. No. What? Yes. It is an example of point mutation. Yes, sickle cell anemia is point mutation. In normal gene, U is replaced by A. No. No. So, what is the answer? A and C. A and C is the answer. Ta-da! A and C is the answer, students. A is the C is the answer. A and C is the answer here. Gone. Easy. So, students, all of you have to remember this. That is, glutamic acid is replaced by the beta globin chain by valine. So, we can see here, glutamic acid is replaced here. Valine is here. Out in. This person is coming here. This person is coming here. Okay. Now, students. Okay. Very good. Very beautiful question on the board. Let's see who can solve. Very beautiful question. This is a very beautiful question. Okay. So beautiful. When Medusa would be, shying from this question. A certain plant homozygous for yellow seed. Okay. A certain plant homozygous for yellow seed. Okay. Capital Y. Okay. And red flower homozygous for yellow seed and red flower. Okay. Yellow seed and red flower. Okay. Red flower was crossed with a plant homozygous for green seed, small y, small r, right? White flower. Students, again, don't be like, sorry, I'll write here, I will write GG. No, you can't write G there. Small y only. The F1 had yellow seed and pink flower. Oh, okay. So here we have capital Y, capital R, small r. Now this is going to be what? This is going to be yellow and pink. One ice cream it is. Okay. So yellow and pink, right? Yellow and pink. Okay. Yellow seed and pink flower. Yellow seed and pink flower. Okay. Now what do we do? The F1 plants had yellow seed and pink color flower. So we can see some form of incomplete dominance here. Incomplete dominance. The F1 plant was self to get F2, assuming the independent assortment of the two characteristics. How many phenotypic categories? How many phenotypic categories are expected in this F2 generation? Now, students, here is a very simple question. Okay, here is a Santur soap, bro. Use Lifebuoy. Okay. Now, what exactly is happening here is you need to understand what do we get in the case of your F2 first of all. In F2, what do we get? In the case of F2, for seed, what are the possibilities? For seed, we can have yellow and green. Yes, we can have yellow and green. Yellow and green, both possibilities are there. But for the students in F2 generation, flower, what are the possibilities, students? Tell me. Flower can be red, it can be pink, it can be white. All three possibilities are there. So in the end of this, students, all you need to do is multiply the possibilities. Here, how many possibilities are there? 2 into 3 possibilities. What do we get, students? 3 2 is how much? See, students, see, this is a shortcut method. I'm telling you again, this is a shortcut method here. This is a shortcut method. The actual way to solve this is you have to draw entire Punnett square. You should draw. You can draw the entire Punnett square and then count one by one. You can count, but that is a very long process. NEET examination, you cannot afford to spend a lot of time. So here you have to play very smartly. The smartly is there. You need to multiply the possibilities here. 2 into 3 is 6 is the possibility here. 6 is the possibility. So such questions you need to know small tricks here. Okay. Students, Harish Shine, how will I know? I am not even setting the paper. Students, I don't understand these videos at all. I'll tell you students, if you see any video on internet telling difficulty level increase or decrease, how am I supposed to know? I am not setting the paper here. Yes, we can tell paper will be difficult. Why? Because they don't want many toppers next year. That is the only point I can tell you. I am not setting the paper. I am not setting the paper here. Okay. So all you need to do, right? All you need to do is remember that last year we got a lot of toppers, right? So this year we don't want a lot of toppers. That is the main agenda of your NEET this year, NT agenda. We don't want a lot of rank ones here. Don't want a lot of rank ones. So obviously that they are going to increase the difficulty to some extent. Apart from that, students, we should know that in JEE also difficulty level was very high. It was very high, right? Difficulty level was very high. So obviously again difficulty level in NEET this also is going to be high little. So that is all. This small thing can be made on the entire video, 5 minutes video that people make, 5-10 minutes video. Okay, difficulty level of, it's common sense at this point. It's common sense, right? It's common sense. Right. Next question on the board. Students, this is not getting over today. In which disorder change of single base pair in the gene of beta globin? Students, answer is sickle cell anemia. Answer is sickle cell anemia, students. Answer is sickle cell anemia. Okay. Done, students? Done? 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 Sickle cell anemia is easy. Next question on the board. Oh, student, this is 2024 question. Finally, 2024 question. A heterozygous pea plant with violet flowers, capital V, small v, heterozygous pea plant with violet flowers was crossed with homozygous pea plant with white flowers. Homozygous with white flowers. The violet is dominant obviously here over the white. Which of the following represents the expected combination of 40 progenies? 40 progenies. Okay. The students, do a simple cross here again. Capital V, small v, small v, small v, capital V, small v, small v, small v, capital V, small v, small v, small v. Here we can see, students, easily we can tell that 50% is going to be what? 50% is going to be violet. 50% is going to be white here. So they have given you totally how many progenies? They have given you 40 progenies. In that 20 will be violet, 20 will be white. Option number 2 is the right answer. Option number 2 is the right answer. Not A. Who told A? Who told A is the right answer, students? Option number B is the answer. A is not the answer. Okay. So 50% is going to be violet, 50% is going to be white. 20-20. Okay. Which of the following symbols represent the mating between relatives is an human pedigree analysis? Consanguineous mating, option number 2. Option number 3. Consanguineous mating, option number 3. Okay. Option number 3 is the right answer. Broad palm, students, Down syndrome. Don't even need to think. Down syndrome, go ahead. Down syndrome. Go ahead, students. Okay. Done. Phenomena, pleiotropism. Again, pleiotropism, more than 2 genes affect a single character. No. 1 gene is there. Presence of several alleles. No. Presence of 2 alleles. No. A single gene affecting multiple expression. Yes, this is pleiotropism. This is pleiotropism, students. Okay, this is called as pleiotropism. That is a single gene affecting multiple phenotype expression. Students, I don't think this is visible. I'll skip this question now. I don't think it's visible to all of you. Now, again, 2024 question right on the board. Okay. Which of the following can be explained as a basis of Mendel's law of dominance? Out of one pair of factors, one is dominant, yes. Allele is not shown, no, it's not a part of it. Factors occur in pair, yes. Students, you might think it is not part of your dominance. It is part of your law of dominance itself. It is part of your dominance. Okay. Factors occur in pair in normal diploid plants. The discrete units controlling a particular character is called as factors, yes. The expression of only one of the parental characters is found in monohybrid cross, yes. So you can see here, students, you can see here. For a law of dominance, it tells you that factors is there, occurring pair is there, dissimilar pair is there. It also uses a line. Last line also you see. You might think this line is not part of it. You might think this line is not a part of your law of dominance, but it is the part of your law of dominance. You can see in the last line here, see here. The law of dominance is used to explain the expression of only one of the parent characteristics in monohybrid cross. In F1, the expression of both in F2. So you can see here, it talks about monohybrid cross also. It talks about monohybrid cross, expression of only one parental characteristic in the monohybrid cross. Expression of only one of the parent characteristics in the monohybrid cross. So it does explain that. Okay, it does explain that. Students, answer should be a mistake. Again, incomplete dominance, we can see red and pink are flower, incomplete dominance. This question you see, students. In a plant, black seed, capital B, black seed, it can be, the black seed can be capital B or capital B small b. Obviously, both can be present. Heterozygous, homozygous, both are coding for dominant phenotype. Okay. Over white seed, it's small b. Now, students, in order to find out the genotype of the black seed, you have to find this genotype. We have to find what is the genotype here. Is this the genotype or is this the genotype? How do we do that, students? We do that by a simple method called as test cross. In test cross, we can find the unknown genotype. In test cross, we can find the unknown genotype can be found. And in test cross, we always cross, right? We always cross which of the following genotype will be you cross with recessive parents. With double recessive parents, we cross in test cross. So small b. Again, time starts now, go students. See, if you do not remember these two, right, always go for what you know. See, we know Down syndrome is trisomy of 21. So, A is going to be 3 here. D is going to be Down syndrome. A is going to be 3 here. And you can see only one option is there. Option number 2. That's all. So, always go for what you know first of all. Always go for what you know. Always go for what you know. Okay. Okay, look at this question, students. As per ABO blood grouping system, see students, you will always get a question on ABO blood grouping. You have to be very careful in such questions. As per the ABO blood grouping system, the blood group of father is B and mother is A and the child is O. What is this? Full family, they're doing some next level thing they're doing. Okay. Their respective genotype can be. See, if the child has to be O positive, the alleles is II. This is the only possibility, right? Let's do elimination. See, child cannot be this, it cannot be this, it cannot be this. So these are two options which we can get from. Now, father is B. So here IB can make sense, it makes sense. This also makes sense here, makes sense. This also, mother also A. But students, remember, if IA and IB is present as such, we cannot get this. Why? Because when we have IB present together or IA present together, the child will be what? The child will be what? AB. You cannot get small I here because of codominance. So option A is the right answer. Option A is the right answer in such cases. Option A is the right answer. Option A is the right answer. A only. A only. And as in, this is the thing, but option A only. Only one is right. ABO blood grouping is an example of, students, ABO blood grouping is an example of codominance and also multiple allelism. Okay. And also multiple allelism. A cross between tall plants was made, resulting in an offspring of tall and dwarf with 3:1 ratio. Okay, so we are taking a tall plants. So we have to take a cross between tall plants, right? So this option can be removed because here small t is there, it cannot be there. This also option can also be removed, it can be removed. Okay, so here students, a cross between tall plants, these two can be tall plants, was made resulting in 3:1 ratio. Here if you do TT into TT, capital T, you will never get 3:1 ratio. Okay, but if you do capital T, small t, what do we get? 3:1 ratio, 3 tall, 1 dwarf, 3:1 ratio. So what is the answer, students? What is the answer? Option number 3 is the right answer. Okay. Which of the following is not an autosomal recessive disorder? Very easy. Very easy. Hemophilia is sex linked. Hemophilia is sex linked there. Sex linked. Students, it's not getting over. Students, it's not getting over today. I don't think this chapter is getting over today at all. Okay. In the given below two statements, one is labeled as assertion, one is labeled as reason. Okay. In honeybees population, son do not have father, but they have grandfather. Yes, makes sense. Haploidy in drones of male bees due to parthenogenesis. That is why there is no father. That's why there is a grandfather. Makes sense. Makes sense. The phenomena where single gene exhibits multiple phenotypic expression, that is called as your pleiotropy. Again, pleiotropy is coming again and again, pleiotropy. Okay. Student, this question I'll skip because all of you know. Here we can see what happens here. We all of us know your XX, X0 is going to be in the case of your grasshopper, ZZ is going to be birds, ZO is going to be in the case of your butterfly and moths, and haplodiploidy in the case of honeybee or wasp. Manifestation of phenylketonuria given below. Choose the incorrect answer from the given option. Skin rashes, mental retardedness, skin rashes, excessive accumulation in the blood. Furrowed tongue is not a part of it. Furrowed tongue is part of what? Furrowed tongue is part of Down syndrome. Part of Down syndrome. Students, I believe after this you should be able, oh my god, finally done. After this you should be able to solve every single question of your principles of inheritance. I made you solve so many questions. You got to know all possible patterns here. Yes or no, students? Tell me. Yes or no? Students, give me a minute. I'll just go get some water. Give me a minute. I'll go get some water. Okay. Okay. So, give me a minute. I get the comment in the chat. Principles of inheritance done and dusted. All of you in the chat. Principles of inheritance, POI, done and dusted. In the chat, all of you. POI finally done. This was a very big chapter. I think we solved so many questions, and at one point I felt the questions were repeating, and it became very monotonous. But that makes you realize that is principles of inheritance is nothing to worry about. The chapter is very easy if you know the concept here. Okay, all of you in the chat. Yellow, everyone, yellow. POI done, right? So students, all of you can confidently tell now. All of you can confidently tell me in the chat, yes sir, it is very easy now, it is done. All of you. Confident, feeling confident now? Yes. All of you feeling confident? Tell me yes or no. Yellow, everyone, yellow, yellow. Good afternoon, all of you. Yellow. Can we start on students human reproduction? Shall we start? Shall we start on students human reproduction? Shall we start? Yes. Shall we start? Yes. Can I see some energy in the chat? All of you? Can I see some energy in the chat to start with human reproduction now? Again, dead easy chapter. Let me tell you again, students, dead easy chapter it is now. Dead easy chapter. Okay, dead easy chapter again. Okay. First question on the board. No new follicles develop in luteal. Oh, good question, students. Difficult question again. Difficult question. No new follicles develop in the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle because in luteal phase, which happens other side. In luteal phase, no new follicles are developing. Why? Why no new follicles are developing? Follicles do not remain in the ovary after ovulation. We do have follicles, we do have other follicles here. Just because this ovulation, there can be other follicles, right? There is primary follicle, secondary follicle is still there. Okay. FSH levels are high in luteal phase. LH levels are high in luteal phase. Both FSH and L levels are low in luteal phase. Students, what is the answer? What is the answer? Again, students, very important. If you want to know, if you want to solve this question, you can see the diagram here. You can see as we go to luteal phase, as we come to the luteal phase right here, we can see that both the hormones are going down. Both the hormones are going down in the luteal phase, right? Both FSH and LH are lower in luteal phase, and henceforth there can be no development of follicle anymore. Simple question, I guess. Okay, simple question. Next question on the board, students. Select the correct sequence of transport of sperm in the male reproductive system. Transport of sperm, how does it happen? First is going to be, obviously, it's going to be, see, testis, epididymis. No. Retestis come first. This is not going to be there. Epididymis, vas efferentia has to come first, not epididymis. This is going to be gone. Seminiferous tubule, retestis, vas efferentia. Vas efferentia come first, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculate duct, urethra, urethral meatus. Perfect, students. Option number 3 is perfect right now. Pin perfect here. All of you can see here the diagram given in NCERT. The first is going to be testicular lobule here, seminiferous tubule. Second is retestis, vas efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens. Here we can find the ejaculate duct here, that is going to be 6. Then 7th is going to be urethra. Final opening is called as urethral meatus, that is option number, that is point number 8. That is the entire movement of sperm in the male reproductive system. Entire movement. Next question on the board, students. Extrusion of second polar body from the egg nucleus occurs. When does the second polar body formation happens? The question is, when does the second polar body formation actually takes place? Second polar body, students, who can tell me? When does the second polar body formation happens? Quick. Simultaneously with the first, obviously not. Entry of sperm before fertilization, after fertilization, before the entry of sperm into the ovum. Into the ovum? Exactly, students. All of you should be aware that here, I've told you multiple times, when the sperm comes in contact with the egg before fertilization, when the sperm comes in contact with the egg before fertilization, what happens? The meiosis 2 is finally completed and we get the second polar body. We get the second polar body here. Okay, we get the second polar body here, students. Option number 2 is the right answer. Okay, option number 2 is the right answer here. Okay, not after fertilization. Before fertilization happens. Everything happens before fertilization. Next question on the board. Select the correct options of haploid cells from the following groups. Which of the following are haploid cells? Okay. Primary oocyte is diploid, gone. Secondary spermatocyte, first polar body, ovum. Okay. Spermatogonia is diploid. Primary spermatocyte is diploid. So our answer is option number 2 is the right answer then. Option number 2 is the right answer. They're asking you which of the following is haploid in nature here. You can see spermatogonia is diploid, primary spermatocyte is diploid, primary oocyte is also diploid in nature. Okay. You can see here, secondary spermatocyte is haploid, right? Is haploid. First polar body is also haploid, ovum is also haploid. In human beings, at the end of 12 weeks, first trimester of the pregnancy, the following is observed. That is, after the end of 12 weeks, what do we observe? Similarly, students, they can ask you at the end of 5th month what happens, at the end of first trimester what happens. They can ask you any of the following. Students, target is not reached, no? Target is not reached, right? Half is just done. So at the end of 12 weeks, what happens? First trimester, all major organs are found. Similarly, students, they can ask here. First trimester, what happens? By the end of second month, what happens? Fetus develops limbs and digits. By the end of 12 weeks, first trimester, major organs are found. This you have to write. Now, for example, limbs and extragenitalia are well developed. By the first movement is observed on the and hair of the head is observed on usually observed during the 5th month. 5th month we can see the first movement, the kicking of the baby. By the end about 24 weeks, okay, body is covered with fine hair and eyelid separation. So you should know what exactly is happening when, how the baby is developing, what exactly happens every single first trimester, second trimester, 5th month, everything. Okay. Next question on the board. Which of the following hormone levels will cause the release of ovulation from the Graafian follicle? Ovulation. What is this question now? Usually what you learn is that LH surge. LH surge causes the entire ovulation. But here you cannot see any type of LH surge here. You cannot see increase in LH or increase in LH. Obviously, these two are gone. Because for ovulation to take place, we should have high concentration of LH and high concentration of FSH. But during ovulation, what is observed, students? Is a student they don't want to like only. No liking system only here. Now, students, please smash the like button, all of you. Quickly smash the like button. Now students, let me show you something. All of you see this. During ovulation, which is happening on the 14th day right here, you can see progesterone level is actually low here, while estrogen level is extremely high here. So what is the answer, students? What is the answer? You can see from the graph very clearly right now, that is high concentration of estrogen. Progesterone is not there. Progesterone is very low here. Students. Okay, progesterone level is very low. Clear? It's going to be very low. Class notes, notes I'll send you, notification. I don't know how to send notification. Then students, all of you understood? So such question can be asked in examination. So they can ask you question from any of these hormones. They can ask you anywhere. Okay. Now, or they can ask you, students, during follicular phase, what is high? Who can tell me, students? During follicular phase, what is high? Initially, you can question they can ask you. Initially, FSH is high, but later on, FSH goes down. FSH goes down, students. Later on, FSH goes down. FSH goes down later on. LH is always high here. LH is always high. So please remember. Just try to understand the graph here. What is happening at what time? Now, students, I can ask all of you one simple question here. What is the function of corpus luteum? Who can tell me? What is the function of corpus luteum? Who can tell me, students? Yes. What is the function of corpus luteum? Who can tell me? Quick. The function of corpus luteum, students. What is the function of corpus luteum? Who can tell me? Function of corpus luteum is to produce the progesterone, increase the progesterone level. Okay. Meiotic division of secondary oocyte is completed. When does the meiotic division complete? When does the meiosis 2 gets over? At the time of copulation, after zygote formation, at the time of fusion of sperm with the ovum, prior to ovulation. Students, very easy question again. Very easy question. Yes. Time of fertilization. Before fertilization, when the sperm comes in contact with the egg, the entire reaction gets over. That is at the time of fertilization. Gets over. Clear, all of you? Clear? Yes. Easy question. Which of the following is not an important component of initiation of parturition in humans? Initiation of parturition in humans not important. Oxytocin is important, prolactin is important, increase in estrogen ratio, synthesis of prostaglandins. Parturition, students, parturition, it is lactation. So prolactin, no, prolactin is not required. Prolactin is part of your lactation, not a part of this thing. Okay, during parturition we need all of these hormones. We need all the hormones. Prolactin is not required. You can add relaxin also is required here. Relaxin might be required, but prolactin is not required in the parturition. Prolactin main function comes in parturition, students. Okay. Okay. After all the cortical reactions, see initially what happens, cortical reaction happens first. Okay, cortical reaction happens first, because when the cortical reaction is happening, then the egg is released. Okay. Receptors of sperm binding to the mammals in mammals are present on when the sperm has to come and bind to the egg. Which part has all the receptors? Like obviously the sperm is coming now, it can randomly go here and there. It will not go here and there. The sperm knows exactly where to go because it is tracking a signal there, and the signal is coming from a receptor. Now, from where is the receptor present? Who can tell me where is the receptor present, students? Receptor is present on, okay, tell me students, zona pellucida layer, ZP layer. Beautiful, all of you are so smart. Zona pellucida layer, students, not corona radiata. Corona radiata gets completely denatured. Corona radiata completely gets denatured initially itself. Okay, so ZP has all this. I think, students, I told you in bio when I was teaching you this thing, right? What is the chapter? Bio Club. All of you remember Bio Club? I think in Bio Club I mentioned all of this. In Bio Club class I mentioned all this in detail. I mentioned all of this in Bio Club. Okay. Next question on the board. How many secondary spermatocytes are required to form 400 million spermatozoa? See, all of you should know, one secondary spermatocyte will give 2 spermatids or 2 spermatozoa later on. Okay, so one is giving 2. So if you need 400 spermatid, we need half of that. We need half of it. We need half of it. Yes, we need half of it. Okay, so if you have 200 million secondary spermatocyte, that can give you 400 later on. It can give you 400 eventually. 400 eventually. Not 100. Not 100. It's going to be. Remember, students, always remember, right? One secondary spermatocyte can give you raised to 2 of them. So let's say here I have 1. So here I'll get 2. So here we have 2 here. I'll get 4 here. Understanding, all of you? If you have 2 spermatids, this one is giving 2 raised to 2. Always what happens is students get confused. They get confused between that. 1 can give rise to 4. No. 1 can give rise to only 2, not 4 of them. Okay, that is a confusion. So many students who go for 100 think that because 1 can give rise to 4 of them. No, 1 will always give rise to 2 of them, not 4. Is that a clear concept? Is clear, students? Is that concept is clear? All of you who made mistakes here, please remember, 1 secondary spermatocyte give rise to only 2 spermatids. 2. 1 can give rise to 2. Now, if I change the question, students, if I change the question to primary, then what is the answer, students? Then what is the answer? Students, tell me what is the answer then? If I change to primary spermatocyte. So, all of you should know, students, in the chat right now, 1 primary spermatocyte can give rise to 4 of them. 1 primary spermatocyte here. Can all of you see? 1 primary spermatocyte can give rise to 4 sperm. 1 primary spermatocyte. So in such case, 100 makes sense then. That time 100 makes sense. 100 can give rise to 400 of them. So all of you getting the concept in the head? All of you getting the concept in the head, students? Nothing to worry, right? It's very easy. Very simple basic math. Which of the following hormones are secreted in women only during pregnancy? Only during pregnancy, students. Relaxin, yes. Oxytocin, HPL, HCG, progesterone. Only during pregnancy. Progesterone is produced throughout all the time, student. ACD. ACD is the answer. And that, see, oxytocin, no. Oxytocin will not consider here. Oxytocin is also part by ovary. Here they are talking about mainly placenta here. See here. HCG, HPL, relaxin. How many Y chromosomes present in the second polar body, students? In second polar body we do not get. Okay, I'll read first finger for students. Who tells the first answer? I'll tell you now. Okay, let's see who gets the first answer. Competition now in the chat. Who tells the first answer? Okay. How many Y chromosomes present in the first polar body? Okay. Priya is saying option number 2. Okay. Obviously, two is the answer, students. 2 is the answer. We do not have any type of Y chromosome. We do not have any type of Y chromosome in the case of your oogenesis. Oogenesis 0 obviously is the answer. Okay. Again, students, we'll show a competition of students. Competition is very simple. Who gets the first answer? I will read the comments. Whoever is the first person to answer correctly, okay, will not get anything. We'll get knowledge. That's all. Students, what can I give you? I can give you free knowledge. That's all. Okay. So let's see who gets the first answer. 3, 2, 1. Here is the question. At which state of life the oogenesis proceeds to start? I'm done. Answer is done. First person to answer. Embryonic stage. Not kidding. Embryonic stage is the answer. Who gave the right answer, students? Who gave the right answer? My God. I think it was Ravindra itself. Option number. Then Roshni gave the answer. Embryonic stage is the answer, students. Embryonic stage is the answer. Students, if I change the question to spermatogenesis, what is the answer? If I change the question to spermatogenesis, then what is the answer? I will change the question to spermatogenesis. Then what is the answer? That becomes puberty. That becomes puberty. Okay. Now, I will change the question again. And at which stage, okay, secondary oocyte is released in the case of female? In which of the phase of life secondary oocyte is released? Secondary oocyte is released in the case of female. Who can tell me? When is secondary oocyte released? Puberty again. During puberty, in the case of female, secondary oocyte is released. Okay. I will change the question again, students. I'll change the question again. In which stage first polar body is formed? In which stage of life first polar body is formed? Again, puberty. Again, it's going to be puberty, students. So, I hope all of you getting the concept here. I hope all of you getting the concept right now. Okay. Tell me yes or no in the chat, students, if you're able to understand, if you're able to solve the question. See, again, all of these questions are coming from my mind. All of these questions are coming from my mind. If you're able to solve them, quickly some fire emoji in the chat. Quickly some fire emoji in the chat, students. What birth, students? Secondary oocyte, students, secondary oocyte. When is secondary oocyte produced? Secondary oocyte is produced during puberty, that is during first ovulation. During first ovulation, secondary oocyte is released. Next question on the board, students. Next question on the board. The release of sperm from seminiferous tubule is called as spermiation. Makes sense. Spermiogenesis is a process of formation of sperm from spermatogonia. Sus. This is sus. Spermiogenesis is the process of formation of sperm from spermatid. Wrong, students. Wrong. 1 is correct, 2 is wrong. Who told the right answer? Who told the right answer, students? Who told the right answer? Why is Priya on fire? Huh? Priya is fired today. Shrivan, wrong answer. Option number 2 is not the right answer. D is the answer. Yes, D is the answer. Chandrasekhar option. Saura, yes. Nisha, yes. Ravindrani. Hari. Yes, option number 4 is right answer. The primary follicle gets surrounded by a more layer of granular cells and a theca and shows a fluid-filled cavity called antrum. This is called a secondary follicle. Okay, so that's again. Graphene follicle ruptures to release the secondary oocyte from the ovary by the ovulation. This is correct here. This is going to be wrong. Why it is wrong? Because it is not secondary follicle. It is supposed to be tertiary follicle. It is supposed to be tertiary follicle. So, students, answer is option number 2 is the right answer. Ta-da! Very easy again. Very easy. Okay. Very easy. Fluid-filled cavity called as the antrum is found in tertiary follicle, not secondary follicle. Okay, option number 2 is right answer. Students, you realize we are doing so many AR questions suddenly. AR questions. Endometrium is necessary for implantation of blastocyst. Yes. Okay. In absence of fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates and causes disintegration of endometrium. Correct, correct, correct. But is it explaining the assertion? It is not explaining. It is not explaining. It is not explaining, students. It is not explaining. Okay. Oh, it's Harshini. Okay, Harshini. Lol. Harshini. I'm calling Shine. Okay. So, option number 2 is right answer. Students, if I change the question into morula, then what is the answer? Then what is the answer, students? If I change the question to morula, what is the answer then? What is the answer? Then what do we get? Then we get option number A. A is false, R is true. Then we get option number A is the right answer in such case. In such case, A is the right answer. A is false, B is going to be true. Done? A is going to be false, B is going to be true in such cases. Okay, let's change the modification. Done. Again. Next question. Vast difference receives a duct from seminal vesicle and opens into urethra as ejaculatory duct. Yes, makes sense. The cavity of cervix is called a cervical canal, which along with vagina forms the birth canal. Makes sense. Both are correct, students. Okay. Yes, shine is so easy to tell. Shine is so easy to tell. Shine. So, what is the answer? Quickly answer, students, in the chat. What is the answer? Both are true? Yes, both are true. Which of the following is not a component of fallopian tube? Not a component of fallopian tube. NEET 2024 question. Students, such easy, no wonder such easy question is given. Shrina, students, sometimes what I say, okay, I'll tell you a name, bro. What is there in that? There, you know why I'm not telling your name? Because I can't pronounce your name. It's Srinija, I guess. Srinija. Okay, makes sense. Uterus fundus. Students, you should realize if I'm not taking your name, it means I cannot say your name very easily. Simple as such. Simple as such. Next question on the board. NEET 2024. FSH acts on ovarian follicles in females. Yes, it is correct here. And Leydig cells in male against us. Growing ovarian follicles secrete estrogen. Yes, in the female, while interstitial cells secrete androgen. Interstitial cell is nothing but Leydig cell. Leydig cells secrete androgen in the human male. Yes, makes sense. So, what is the answer? What is the answer, students? Students, what is the answer? Tell students, what is this laziness? Option number 4, huh? Lahari is easy. Students, let me show you the scam here. It says here, FSH is acting on Leydig cells. Now think again and answer. I'll give all of you a small clue. The small clue here is that, do you think FSH act on Leydig cells? All of you have told you, always have told you, FSH, S will always act on Sertoli cell, while LH will act on Leydig cell. This is how you lose marks. Tell me what is the answer now. Tell me what is the answer. This is how you lose marks. All of you getting the idea? Huh? Yes? Done? So, A is false, R is true. So, do you see that? This was such a good question that they told this statement is right here. But second statement is going to be wrong. From here it becomes wrong here. So, it's a good question. Good question. Oh, students, with that human reproduction is done and dusted. With that human reproduction is done and dusted, students. Do not make the same mistake again. Examination, it's very easy. Okay, it's very easy. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, done, students. Done. All of you done? Okay, students. Surprise! I will not be doing microbes. Microbes is very easy. Microbes, you have to remember examples. That's all. Microbes, you have to remember examples. Nothing more than that. I will skip to ecology directly, students. I will skip to ecology directly. I will not do microbes. Microbes is such an easy chapter. Again, microbes, there is nothing to teach. Microbes is all about remembering. You have to remember a lot. Okay, you have to remember a lot. I will skip microbes. So I want everyone to type in the chat human reproduction done and dusted. Everyone in the chat, students. Everyone in the chat, quickly in the chat, done and dusted. Human reproduction. All of you, drink some water also. Rehydration is very important. Summertime, no, summertime. Now, can we start with ecology, students? I'll give you a 15 minutes break, then we'll start ecology. I'll give you a 15 minutes break and we'll start ecology, students, after that. Tell me, students, I'll just go sit for some time and then we'll start ecology. Ecology will go for 1 hour. Maximum ecology will go for 1 hour. Ecology will go. Okay. We'll be doing all 3 chapters. In ecology, we'll be doing all 3 chapters. Students, I will start at 1 o'clock directly. What's it? We'll take 20 minutes break and we'll come back. Okay. Students, coconut water is expensive. What to do? 50 rupees in Bangalore. One coconut water, 50 rupees. Okay. We'll resume the class at 1 p.m. students and we'll start with ecology. That time, entire ecology we'll do today. Entire ecology we'll do. Okay. So let's take a small 20 minutes break and we'll come back. Okay, students. 20 rupees of parcel, bro. Parcel to me. Where are you from? 20 rupees. Who sells for 20 rupees? Oh God. Students, so lucky you are. What is that? Here in Bangalore, they're scamming me left, right, and center. 50 rupees, 55 rupees, 60 rupees. One coconut water here. So, students, I'll see all of you. So hello students, welcome back all of you. Quickly let me know in the chat right now if you're back, all of you. Shall we start with ecology now? Shall we start with ecology, the entire ecology one by one? Again, ecology is very easy. Again, in ecology students, you don't have to worry about difficult questions. Questions are going to be very easy itself, and you will know why. Sometimes they can ask you a difficult question, but that is mostly, again, if you know the lines of NCERT, it is very easy. So you can expect in ecology that every single question or the answer, in fact, will be from a line of NCERT itself, and I'll show you a proof here. Okay, the first question on the board, students, who can tell me the answer quickly? Between which of the following? Between which of the following the relationship is not an example of commensalism? So if you know what is commensalism, in which one organism is benefited, other one is not affected. So commensalism is generally +0 relationship. Okay. Orchid growing on a tree is commensalism. Cattle agreed on a grazing cow is commensalism. Sea anemone and clownfish is also commensalism, while female wasp and fig is mutualism. Right? It's going to be mutualism. So option number 4 is the right answer. It is not a part of your commensalism. Simple as it. Simple as it gets, students. Simple as it gets. Next question on the board, students. Carnivorous animals, all of you only, non-veg people. Okay. Carnivorous animals, lion and leopard occupy the same niche, but lions predate mostly on large animals and leopards take on small ones. This mechanism of competition is referred to as, for example, in my house, I am getting one chocolate. Now, what is happening? Instead of me and my sister and I fighting for the same chocolate, what do? My mother will come, she will cut the chocolate into 2 pieces. Half is mine, half is my sister's. That is, what do we call that? That is called as resource partitioning. That is called as what? Resource partitioning, where a single resource is split into 2 to decrease the competition. To decrease the competition, students. Okay? To decrease the competition. Done? Done. All of you. Amazing. Now, next question on the board, students. The impact of immigration on a population density is, for example, let's take Chennai. In next 10 years, in Chennai, let's say every single year, 10,000 people are coming to Chennai every single year, or Bangalore also. 10,000 people are coming to Bangalore every single year. Okay. Now, what will happen because of that? Because of immigration, students, population density will increase or decrease? Tell me, students, population density will obviously positive or increase. Very simple question. Okay. Simple question. Done? Done. Population will obviously increase, not decrease. It's immigration. Going to a location is called as immigration. Okay, immigration. Done, students? Okay. Done, students. Done. Next question on the board. Next question on the board, students. Next question on the board. The process of growth is maximum during. For example, this is your typical growth curve for logistic growth curve. Here, initially what happens? This initial phase is called as lag. Then we have acceleration or log. Then we have asymptote. Then we have an asymptote line. Asymptote line is there. Okay. So what happens? Initially, when does it happen, students? In log phase, it happens a lot. In log phase, it happens a lot. The growth is happening a lot. Okay. Growth is happening a lot. Okay. Growth is happening a lot. See here also, you can see this is initially log phase. This initial is called as lag here. Then we have log, and then you have asymptote line here. Asymptote line. This is logistic growth. This is exponential growth. Exponential. Here, students, they can ask a question on this also. So please remember, what is D here? What is N here? What is K here? Can anyone tell me in the chat, what do you mean by R here, students? Anyone who can tell me? What is R? R is nothing but intrinsic rate of natural increase, and the K here is carrying capacity. K is the carrying capacity here. Next question on the board. Secondary metabolites such as nicotine, tyrosine and caffeine are produced by the plants for their eating? No. Plants produce all the secondary metabolites mainly for protection, because they want to protect themselves from the predators. Okay, so it is a defense action. It is going to be a defense action because it does not have any nutritive value. It does not have effect on reproduction, not on growth also, but defense mechanism. It is a defense mechanism, students, for defense mechanism purposes. Okay, students, who is answering first? I forgot to see only. Who is answering first? I forgot to see who is answering first. DM. It's fine. Next question onwards we'll see. Next question. A person goes to high altitude and experience altitude sickness. High altitude sickness. Okay. With symptoms like breathing difficulty and heart palpitation. What is heart palpitation, students? Not able to breathe. No, that is called heart palpitation. Okay. Due to the low atmospheric pressure at high altitudes, the body does not get sufficient oxygen. That is why we can see all the symptoms also. Because in high altitudes, where there is very less and less oxygen as we go higher and higher. So it makes sense. It makes sense. So it's explaining the reason. It is explaining the reason also. Next question. In the exponential growth equation, right, NT equals N naught e to the power of RT. They're asking you what exactly is E here. They're asking you what is E. Who can tell me, students? Your time starts now. Tick, tick, go. What is going to be E, students? What is going to be E here? What is going to be E here? Base of natural logarithm, base of geometric algorithms, base of number logarithms, base of exponential logarithms, students. What is the answer? Quick answer I want. Quick answer. Exactly, Ravindrani. First answer number 1. That is going to be base of natural logarithm. Base of natural logarithm. You can see, students, E is nothing but base of natural logarithm is going to be E here. Base of natural logarithm. You can see here also they have given you what is R value here. Intrinsic rate of natural increase also is given here. That is going to be the R. Intrinsic rate of natural increase. That is R value show. Okay. Next question on the board. Amensalism can be represented as, students, I have always told you, amensalism are the friends who do not want you to succeed. They will also not succeed. For them, it doesn't matter. They will succeed or not, but they cannot see you are succeeding. These are your scam friends. Okay. So in amensalism, what happens? One organism is not benefited or harmed, but it is making sure other organism is harmed. Other organism is harmed. Okay. So minus 0, minus and 0. It is not benefited by also, but it is harming others. I'll give you a simple example, students. Simple example: bacteria, right? Bacteria or fungus or any type of fungus which is growing, let's say penicillium itself. Penicillium is making something called as what? Antibiotics, right? It is making antibiotics and it is creating antibiotics around it. It is killing all the microbes, but it is not getting any benefit. It is not getting any benefit there. Okay. Students, do you want an overall revision concept? Students, do you want one entire class 11th biology revision? Full class 11, full class 12 revision do you want? Full class 11th revision? Full class 12th revision? Separately or in one stream itself? Full class 11. So it could be your biology, physics, chemistry, everything in one stream. Let's take, we'll make it, okay. What about 24-hour stream, students? What about, let's call it as 24-hour stream? Full day, full night. The thing is, all of you, see, we can do it. We are always ready to do it. But are you ready to listen to 24 hours? Are you ready to learn so much? That, so in just 2 days, imagine your entire syllabus. I don't think anyone has done it also, right? One entire syllabus, your entire class 11th, one full stream, class 11th, one entire stream. Okay. So, damn, that'll be crazy now. If you do it, that'll be crazy. Let me talk to Shreyas sir once. Okay. Yes. You want, students? Do you want? Let me talk to Shreyas sir. Let me talk to Shreyas sir and we'll discuss today. Right. Again, we will do it only if you are. Not upload, we'll go live. See, upload is very easy. Upload, anyone can do upload. I can record, chill, record again, sit, sleep, record. But imagine going live for such a long time and all of you are learning with us in a live session, entire syllabus revision once. That'll be epic now. That'll be epic. Don't worry. We'll talk it out. Okay, we'll talk it out. Okay. We'll do it, students. We'll do it. The thing is, if you are there, if you are going to be there, then only we'll do it. Otherwise, what is the point? Okay. Students, Next question on the board. In spite of interspecific competition in nature, which mechanism the competing species might have evolved to the survival? For example, again I told you students, when two species are competing among each other, there is a mechanism in which they can reduce the competition. What do we call that, students? What do you call that? What do we call that, students? What do we call that quickly, students? Now food is very important. Don't leave food and all. That is called as resource partitioning again. That is called as resource partitioning. Okay, students. Students, I can't take random decision tomorrow. I can start. I can't do that tomorrow. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, Monday probably we'll see. Monday. Okay, tomorrow is Sunday. I have to chill on Sunday. What is that? Huh? Now, students, again, two butterfly species are competing for same nectar of a flower in a garden. To survive and coexist together, they may avoid competition in the same garden by what? By resource partitioning again. But how do we resource partition? By choosing different forage patterns. That is again resource partitioning again, students. Again resource partitioning. Okay. Increasing time spent on attacking each other. Lol. Who will do that? Predating on each other. Nice. Okay, next question you see, sir. A population with finite resources. It means resources are very limited. Students, all of you tell me first of all in the chat, if it is resources are very limited, if resources are very limited, then do we call it as logistic or exponential? We will call logistic. Logistic resources are always limited. Exponential, unlimited resources. So it is going to be logistic now, logistic. Okay. Shows logistic growth curve where the correct sequence of events are going to be. Current sequence of event is going to be. First we have your lag, then we have log, deceleration, asymptote. Option number 4. Option number 4, students. Option number 4 is the right answer. First we have lag phase, then we have log phase or acceleration, lag, log, then deceleration and asymptote. This is a NEET 2022 question. Very easy question again. Next question. Which of the following is the correct equation for exponential growth? Nt is equal to n naught e to the power of rt. Nt equals n naught e to the power of rt is the right answer. Option number D again. Option number D. Okay. Option number D again. Okay. Students, you are in offline also. Vedantu offline center. Which center? Which offline center? Who can tell me which center? Students, do you have Vedantu offline centers in your place? Do you have offline Vedantu centers in your native? Like for example, if you're from Chennai, or if you're from Telangana, if you're from Hyderabad, if you're from Trichy, or if you're from what's that place, students? I forgot. Tirupati also there is a place now. Tirupati also there is offline centers in Vedantu now. Vedantu centers are present in offline there also. Crazy, no? Crazy growth. Because we came to Vedantu, no, that's why. We came to Vedantu, no. Now I'm not taking any credit here, but you know why. Okay. The process of individuals of a same species. The process of individuals of same species that have come into habitat from somewhere else. From somewhere else they're coming here. From somewhere else they're coming into here. Okay. Somewhere else during the time period under the consideration of is referred to as. Students, entry, we're giving mass entry here. Okay. We're doing mass entry here. That is called as immigration. Students, if you ever get confused between immigration and immigration, always remember E for immigration, E for exit. No, never get confused. My name is Basavaraj Rajashekar Shirgumpi. Long name I have. Just call me Baswa sir. Enough. So it's going to be immigration, and immigration is entry, immigration is exit. E for immigration, E for exit. Remember that much. Vijayawada also. Yes, Vijayawada is there, I know. Vijayawada also is there. Next question on the board, students. If a Drosophila in a laboratory population of 80 died during a week, the death rate in the population is dash individuals per Drosophila per week. Friends, again, how do we do the death rate here? Very simple. Death rate is going to be number of deaths divided by total initial population by initial population. Number of deaths is how much? 8. 8 divided by 80. What is the answer, students? What is the answer? Who can tell me the answer, students? What is the answer? Obviously, I know Vijayawada, students. Obviously, I know Vijayawada. What is it? You think I don't know Vijayawada? What is that? From Hyderabad, nice, students. Students, what is the answer? Obviously 0.1. Now again, this question can be asked, student. This question is what? This question is based on the number of birth rate now. Here you have to write a birth rate item, birth rate. What is the formula for birth rate, students? The formula for birth rate is newly added divided by initial population. Okay, this is the birth rate. Now there are 250 snails first, okay, and 250 became how much? 2500 by the reproduction. What should be their birth rate? Now how much is added here, students? If you do 2500 minus 250, if you do, what do you get, students? We get around 2250. This is newly added now. So what is the answer? 2250 divided by initial population, that is 250. So tell me, what is the answer, students? What is the answer? What is the answer? What is the answer? Quick. Oh my God. Ex-NEET aspirant. Oh. NEET aspirant also has a lot of excess, students. NEET also has a lot of excess. What to do? Students, hopefully this, again I'm telling you again and again, students, this is supposed to be your last year. After this, no more drops. You have worked really hard. You're solving a lot of questions. Yes, you're making some mistakes, but you're learning from your mistakes. But make it worth a while. Do not waste any time. You have hardly few days left. Be regular on the channel. Regularly study. If you have any doubts, shoot your doubts. Okay? Be regular right now. So what is the answer, students? What is the answer? 9 is the answer. 9 is the answer. Next question on the board, students. Next question on the board. For defense mechanism against the herbivores, Calotropis has. What is the defense mechanism of Calotropis? How does it, protect itself? How does the Calotropis protect itself? Who can tell me, students? Who can tell me? What is the special mechanism by Calotropis? Students, quickly smash the like button, all of you, first of all. Quickly smash the like button. From Bangalore. Students, I am also in Bangalore. I am also in Bangalore only. Cardiac glycoside. Cardiac glycoside is a toxin which is present in the Calotropis, and because of that it becomes very distasteful. No one will go eat Calotropis. Cardiac glycoside. Next question on the board, students. Plants offer reward mechanism. Again, as soon as you say reward mechanism, you should know the answer. Plants offer reward mechanism to animals in the form of pollen or nectar, and the animals facilitate pollination process. This is an example of, students, amensalism, commensalism, competition, commensalism, and mutualism. Okay. Yes, that's why they never eat. They're like chichi. Can't eat this. This person is very. This plant is very bad. Like how you don't eat broccoli, so how you don't vegetables. No. And cow is also like, I will not eat it. Oh. Students, quick answer I want. What is the answer? Mutualism. Exactly. Very good. Very good. Next question you see. Gauss competitive exclusion principle states that two closely related species competing for the same resource cannot coexist indefinitely, and competitors to inferior species will be eliminated eventually, obviously. For example, take me and my sister, for example. Both of us are trying to eat the same food. We are fighting for the same food in the house. Now imagine where there is only one chapati made that day. Both of us will fight for the same chapati. Whoever is stronger, faster, smarter will get the chapati. So superior one will get the chapati. I will get the chapati, that's all. So I will get the chapati, she will not get the chapati. So I am eating the food, she is sitting empty stomach there and crying in the corner. Okay. So in the nature also, what happens when the two species are competing for the same resource, the superior one will always get the food. Small will not get it. Papa, perish. GG for it. Okay. Yeah, I have a sister, student. I have a sister, younger sister. Always bullied. Okay. So this is correct. In general, this is correct. In general, carnivores are more adversely affected. Not at all. Students, imagine one tiger is coming. One tiger is coming, a deer. Deer will deer will just stand there. Huh? No. Deer will say, come and eat me. No. Deer will run away. Deer will run away. So carnivores have an advantage there. Okay. Carnivores are more adversely affected by competition than herbivores. Makes sense. One second. In general, carnivores are more affected. Yes, carnivores are more affected. Carnivores are more affected. Yeah. Compared to herbivores. Herbivores very chill life. Herbivores chill life. Oh, students, this statement, let me just check this statement. 1 second, students. 1 second, students. Little bit of. 1 second, students. One second, students. One second, students. Herbivores. Herbivores are more affected. Okay. Done. 1 second, students. Let me just open the. Yes. You can see it, students, this line right here. This line sometimes confuses me also. Here. Can you see here? This line right here. In general, herbivores and plants appear to be more affected. Herbivores are more affected by competition than carnivores. So plants are more affected always. Herbivores are more affected. Okay. Carnivores are more affected? No. Carnivores are more affected, plants are a bit affected. So this is going to be wrong statement. Correct only. Wrong statement. Okay. Next question on the board, friends. In the equation 1 as per logistic growth, the model, they are asking you what is K? K is nothing but carrying capacity. K is nothing but carrying capacity. Students, you should never use Google. You should always go NCERT and check NCERT. Why to Google when you have the NCERT, right? Why to Google when there are NCERT? When we have NCERT, just to check the lines of NCERT. Herbivores are more affected by competition because they can't run away. They have to just stand there and get eaten. Okay, carrying capacity. Next question on the board. The population growth in a habitat with limited resources. It means limited resource means logistic growth. Logistic growth. Okay. It will have a lag, log, yes, it will have. No. Exponential, no. Log. It is going to be a log or logistic growth. So A and D is the answer. A and D is the answer. Okay, A and D is the answer here. Okay, less affected. Next question on the board, students. I hope it is visible. If it is not visible, let me read for you. The Gauss competitive exclusion principle states that two closely related species competing for this different resources cannot coexist independently. No, wrong statement. Why? Because it is different resources. Gauss exclusion principle will always act on same resources, not different resources. This statement is wrong. Okay. According to Gauss principle, during competition, inferior one will be eliminated. Yes. It will be eliminated. This is wrong. This is correct. Next question on the board, students. The Colonel Elegant Field experiment showed that on the rocky sea, the large and competitive superior barnacle dominated the intermediate area and excluded the smaller barnacle from the area. That is called as competitive release. This is called as competitive release. This is happening. Okay. Generally, herbivores and plants appear to be more adversely. See, generally, herbivores and plants appear to be more affected by competition in carnivores than carnivores. Yes, but it is not. It's both are correct. Both are correct, but it is not explaining. It is not explaining. That's all. It is not explaining the assertion. Both are correct. So remember, students, herbivores are always more affected. Herbivores are always more affected here. Plants can't run away. When the fitness of one species is significantly lower in the presence of other species, it's called as competition. Obviously, the R value, if there are two species, because of this species present, this value is going down. That is called as competition. That is called as competition. When fungi remains in association with living plants or animals, they are called as saprophytes. No, they are called as symbiotic relationship or mutualistic relationship. Okay. Wrong statement, correct statement. So statement number 1 is correct, statement number 2 is wrong. So option number 3 is the answer. 3 is the answer, student. 3 is the answer that time. In such case, 3 is the answer. Okay. Now, students, I'll give you exactly 2 minutes solve this question. 10 seconds. I'll give you 20 seconds. 20 seconds, solve this question quickly and tell me the answer. Which of the following is not an example of mutualism? Not an example of mutualism. Who can tell me? Lichens, mycorrhizae, both are. Orchid on a branch of a mango plant is commensalism. Wisp pollinating or inflorescence is going to be again mutualism. So option number 3 is the right answer. Option number 3 is the right answer here. 3 is the right answer. Friends, that is the end of this chapter. Now again, so you realize right now what they can ask you in this chapter. Organism and population, majority of your questions will come from where? Will come from the population interaction or from that graph. Remember, logistic graph as well as exponential graph. So question might come from the graph, it might come from the entire interactions. Apart from the students, the question might come from the competitive release, the competition, mainly competition part. Okay, so I believe the chapter is very easy. Organism population is very easy. So can I all of you in the chat? OP done. Organism population, OP done and dusted now. All of you in the chat. OP done and dusted. Quickly in the chat, students. OP done and dusted. OP done and dusted. Now students, we have 2 more chapters to go. Again, 2 more chapters are going to be very easy. Again, it won't take a lot of time. Next 30 minutes, both chapters are going to get over. Next 30 minutes, the entire syllabus is going to get over. Okay. Students, can we start ecosystem now? Can we start ecosystem right now, students? Can we start, all of you? Shall we start ecosystem? Shall we start? Ecosystem? Yes? OP done and dusted. Exactly. OP done and dusted. Ecosystem. The first question on the board. Here we go. First question on the board. Which of the following ecological pyramids is generally inverted? All of you should know that, students. The pyramid of biomass in the case of aquatic ecosystem is always inverted. Biomass in sea, aquatic ecosystem is always inverted. So option number 1. Now, can pyramid of number be inverted, students? Tell me in the chat. Can pyramid of number be inverted? Yes, it is possible. Pyramid of number can be inverted. Example is a big tree. Pyramid of number, let's say we have one big tree, and on that one big tree we have, let's say, around 500 insects, and we have around we have on one big tree, let's say we have 20 birds. 20 birds are here, and on that 20 birds, see, one tree, 20 birds, and on that tree we can have 200 insect also. So pyramid of number can also be inverted. Pyramid of number can also be inverted in many cases. Okay. Go. The rate of decomposition, right, faster in the ecosystem due to the following factors. Except everywhere else will be faster. If rich in sugar, it will be faster. Warm and moist condition will be faster. Presence of aerobic soil will be faster. But if the detritus is rich in lignin and chitin, in such cases, what happens? Decomposition will be slower. In such cases. Okay, be slower. Next question on the board, students. On the board. Which of the following statement is incorrect here? Biomass decrease from first tropic to fourth tropic level. Biomass is decreasing. Okay. Energy content gradually increase from first tropic level to fourth tropic level, students. Let's say here we have plants are at, let's say 1000 joules, and here we have your plants eaten by, let's say, one insect, it is eaten by a frog, eaten by a snake. Students, as we go up, does the energy increase? Does the energy increase as we go up, students? As we go from, right, first tropic level to fourth tropic level, is the energy increasing or decreasing? Energy should what? Energy should decrease. It cannot increase anymore. The energy should decrease. That is 10% law. Here we have 1000 joules. Here we will have around 100, 10, 1. So 10% law is applied. Energy decreases. 90% is consumed. 10% is transferred to the next trophic level. 10% is transferred to the next trophic level. Okay, it decreases, does not increase. Next question on the board, students. In relation to gross primary productivity, GPP and NPP, okay, and of an ecosystem, which of the following statement is correct here? GPP is always more than NPP. Yes. Yes. They're not same. There is a relationship. GPP is never less. GPP is always more. Remember, students. Now I'll ask all of you a simple question. Right now. Plants will use GPP or NPP in the chat. Will the plant consume GPP or NPP? You will tell me, sir, plants will consume GPP. Plants will consume GPP. Now, one more question to all of you. What do we consume? Do we consume GPP or NPP? What are we eating? We are eating, if we are vegetarians, if we are eating plants directly, we are trying to eat something called as, what are we eating, students? We are eating NPP. We are eating NPP, not GPP. We are eating NPP. Okay. Next question on the board. Which of the following statement is not correct here? Pyramid of energy is always upright, correct here. Pyramid of number is grassland ecosystem is upright, yes. Pyramid of biomass in C is generally inverted, yes. Pyramid of biomass is upright, no. Pyramid of biomass in C is inverted. It is going to be inverted in nature. Pyramid of biomass in C is going to be inverted. So wrong statement. Wrong statement, students. Wrong statement right here. That is going to be wrong statement right here. Done? Done, students? Option number 4. Students, is this question easy or difficult? Tell me in the chat. Are the questions easy or difficult? Tell me, students, are the questions easy or difficult? Sir, if you eat vegetables, we get more energy than chicken. Not really, because that one chicken would have eaten a lot of energy. See, that one chicken which you are eating, right, that would have eaten a lot of plants, no? That would have eaten a lot of plants. And mostly the calories which you get, right, the calories mainly depends on which type of biomolecule you're getting. See, energy is fine. Energy always depend on which type of biomolecule you're consuming. If you're taking a lipid, yes, very high energy. If you're taking protein, less energy little bit. If you're taking carbohydrates, again good energy. So the energy actually mainly depend on the which type of biomolecule which you're consuming. Okay. Next question on the board, students. In equation GPP minus R, what is R, students? Who can tell me? Very easy question. Very easy question. Class is not over still. Class is not over. Why are you telling thank you now only? Wait for your thank yous. Let the class get over first. Let the class get over. Then you say thank you. Tell the answer, students. Tell the answer. What is R? R is going to be respiratory. What is retardation factor? Respiratory loss. Done. Next question on the board. The amount of biomass or organic matter produced per unit area over a period of time by plants during photosynthesis is called as. Now, students, here I will change this and I'll write what is the answer. They give you such easy questions sometimes. You should make your life difficult a little. He's already like, sir, your time is over, you go, sir. You tell thank you so much and go. What is the answer? Primary production or primary productivity? 2 or 3? Students, 2 or 3, tell me. 2 or 3? I'll tell you the mistake you're very going. Students, I can only understand Telugu students, not much, only understanding. Can't speak in all. Those of you saying 3 is the wrong answer, student, 3 is not the answer. See, this is why they give you sometimes options very easy. Okay, they should give you options very easy. Okay, so 3 is not the answer, 2 is the answer. Why? Because whenever we learn about productivity, you should always look for rate in the question. Do you see anywhere rate here? Do you see rate here, productivity? No, we do not see any rate here, right? We do not see any type of rate here. So obviously it's going to be primary production. So the difference is very simple, students. The rate of biomass production is called productivity. So as soon as the rate comes into picture, that becomes productivity. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So I hope all of you understood. Done? Understood, all of you? So it is very important to, I give you some, that's why I added a random question to make you confused, right? That's why I added a random question to option to make you confused, so don't get confused. What is prime productivity? Now students, you tell me in the chat, all of you. Now, plants are giving you some productivity. Plants are giving productivity. Now this plant is eaten by a chicken. Okay, plant is eaten by a chicken now, and we are eating the chicken. What are we getting, students? Are we getting primary productivity that time? No. If we are eating the chicken, that time we are getting the secondary productivity. See here, the net primary productivity is available biomass for the consumer. Two heterotrophs, herbivores or decomposers. Secondary productivity is defined as the rate of formation of new organic matter by consumer. So if the chicken is making some biomass, if the chicken is able to produce some kind of productivity, that is going to be secondary productivity. Chicken is making secondary productivity. So productivity given by the consumer is called as secondary productivity. Please remember that. Okay, please remember, students. Yeah, I will discuss with Shreya, don't worry. Students, I'm very convincing. I'm very convincing, don't worry, I'm very convincing. Frugivorous birds which love to eat fruits, basically, okay, are found in large number in tropical forests, mainly because of fruit are present throughout the year. Fruits are present throughout the year, students. Fruits are present throughout the year. Okay. Next question on the board, take your time and solve. Next question on the board, take your time and solve, students. Take your time and solve. Take your time and solve. Done. Pyramid of energy is always upright and most effective. Yes. Pyramid of biomass and C generally inverted. Both are correct here. Both are correct. Next question on the board, students. Identify the correct. I can't even see. Identify the correct set of statements regarding the properties of humus, not hummus, humus. High resistant to microbial action. Yes. Dark amorphous substance. Yes. No. End product is mineralization. Reservoir of nutrients. Yes. Undergoes decomposition very fast. No. Undergoes decomposition very slow. What is the answer? A, B and D. A, B, D is the answer. ABD Williams. Yes. My favorite cricketer, students. My favorite cricketer. ABD. Next question on the board. Detrivores break down the detritus into small fragments. This process is called as fragmentation. Very simple. Starting fragmentation. Detritus breaking the smaller fragments, that is called as fragmentation. Do you see 23 was repeat question was repeated. GPP minus R is equal to NPP. They're asking you what is R here again. R is your respiratory loss. Very easy question. This is a very good question. This is a very good question, students. But this is from biodiversity, okay. Exploration of molecular, genetic and species level diversity of novel products of economic importance is called as. For novel reasons, we are trying to do that. Okay. Who can tell me, students? Who can tell me? For novel reasons. What? Bioprospecting. Very good. 2024 question, students. 2024 question. Who can solve? 2024 question. Students, if you don't know anything, always go for what you know first of all. Okay. See, all of you know what is primary producer. Primary producer is going to be what? Plants, obviously. Primary producer is going to be plants or grasses. So D is going to be 1. This statement is gone here. Okay. So primary consumer, we know grass is eaten by goat. So C is going to be 4. This option is gone. Option is gone. Then secondary consumer, that is going to be wolf, because wolf is eating the goat. So B is 3. B is 3. A is 2. A is 2. That's all. Done? Done. Students, answer I showed by mistake. Students, answer by mistake I showed you. Just see the answer. Rate of decomposition is not related to chemical. No, it is related. It is related to chemical decomposition. Chemical climatic condition decomposition rate is faster if it is rich in lignin chitin. No, it is not fast. Both are going to be wrong statements. Lignin and chitin, it is going to be very slow. It is going to be very slow. What is incorrect about ecosystem? It can be small to large, anthropogenic in origin but is man-made, temporary or permanent it can be. It involves function of flow of energy but not recycling of nutrients. No. Recycling nutrients should always happen. Recycling of nutrients should always happen in a functional ecosystem. So option 4 is the right answer. And students, with that we come to the last chapter now. With that we come to the last chapter of your entire syllabus. Shall we start? All of you. So before we go to the entire biodiversity and conservation, I want everyone to type in the chat ecosystem done and dusted. All of you. Ecosystem done and dusted. All of you in the chat. Quickly. Ecosystem done and dusted. Done. Done, students. Biodiversity and conservation. Can we start, all of you? The last chapter in your entire class 12th biology, biodiversity and conservation. Again, students, let me show you what type of question we'll get in this. Okay, students, I hope this entire part 1 and part 2, right? Part 1 of your entire botany, class 11, class 2, 12th of your entire botany. I hope this was very useful to all of you and it is going to help you to get a better marks this year. Because this takes a lot of effort and we got the entire thing at one shot, compressed into one shot, right? So I hope it is useful to all of you. Let's start the last chapter, right? Let's start the last chapter, that is biodiversity and conservation. The first question on the board. Western Ghats have a large number of plants and animal species that are not found anywhere else. Such which of the following term is used to notify such species? For example, you can find kangaroos in Australia, penguins in Antarctica. China has a lot of pandas. Certain organisms are found only in certain places. For example, all my students are found only in our channel. True or false? False. Okay. So, all the students in our channel are found everywhere else also. So, that is called as endemic species. That is called as what, students? Endemic species. They are found only in certain areas. You cannot find them anywhere else. Okay. You cannot find them anywhere else. That is called as endemic species. That is called as what? Endemic species, students. Next question on the board. The decline in population of Indian native fishes due to introduction of Claris garipanus in the rivers of Yamuna can be categorized as. For example, you're taking a random different place fish into Indian river, that is called as alien species invasion, from somewhere putting it somewhere. That is called as alien species invasion. Done. Done. Alien species invasion. Next question on the board, students. Next question on the board. Students, again here you need to remember other examples here also. Here we have, see, Parthenium, Eichhornia, right, and Lantana camera. All these examples are very important here, right? Introduction of Nile perch. Nile perch also very important here. Okay. This is the catfish that gave you the question. This was the question which they gave you right now. So all of these examples becomes very, very important. All examples becomes very, very important here. Okay. Next question on the board. Which of the following is the most important cause? Most important cause for animals and plants to become driven to extinction. Friends, what is the worst thing which can happen? It happened in recently in Telangana, right? Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, it happened, right? Overnight, a forest was removed. It happened recently, right? In Telangana or in Andhra Pradesh, I don't remember. I just briefly remember the news. A forest was removed overnight. They removed, and you can hear the animals and birds screaming in the background because they do not have any place to go. They do not have a place to stay. Their entire house has been removed. That is called as fragment. That is called as your habitat loss and fragmentation. Habitat loss and fragmentation is the most dangerous thing here. Okay, and as you can see here, students, it says in the first line also, habitat loss and fragmentation, it is the most important cause of biodiversity. Okay, extinction, biodiversity loss, most important cause of biodiversity loss. In Hyderabad, near Hyderabad it happened. Hyderabad happened. See, that's the worst thing which could happen to. I felt so sad listening to all those birds screaming. Animals are dying there because there's no space for them to go anymore. We took away exactly 400 acres of land removed overnight. Done, students? Done. Next question. The Earth Summit held in Rio de Janeiro in 1992 was called for. What was the main reason for the Earth Summit? What is the main reason for Earth Summit? Who can tell me, students? Who can tell me? Main reason for Earth Summit. For immediate steps in discontinue the use of CFC? Not at all. CO2 emission? Not at all. Conservation of biodiversity and sustainable utilization of benefits to assess the threat? No. Students, very easy again. Very easy. Ultron and Thanos both were correct. They think like a proper economist, right? Ecologist. They know resources are not unlimited. So what is the answer? Option number 3. So please remember what are the main things here. The first thing you should remember here is that the Earth Summit, right? One second. The Earth Summit held in Rio de Janeiro, right? 1992. Remember this also. Okay, what is the main reason? To take appropriate measures for conservation of biodiversity and sustainable utilization of its benefits. So you have to use very carefully. You have to use the benefits. You should not over-exploit things. That was the first thing here. The second one is called as Johannesburg one, the World Summit. Second one is called as the World Summit here, right? The World Summit of Sustainable Development held in 2002. Probably all of you are not born also. Okay, in Johannesburg. Okay, here what happened? What is the main goal here? The main goal here is to achieve by 2010 a significant reduction in current rate of biodiversity loss at global level. So decrease in biodiversity, sustainable usage of, first one is sustainable usage. So learn what is what. What is what? Okay, should learn what is what. Next question on the board, students. In the following, in each set, a conservation approach, an example of its method conservation is given. You have to put which one is correct here. Which one is correct? See, in situ is biosphere, yes. Ex situ, sacred groups, no. No. Okay. In situ seed bank, no. Ex situ crop preservation. A and D is the answer, students. Is A and D is the answer? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, A and D is the answer, because sacred groups you cannot do it ex situ. Okay. Seed bank is ex situ again. Seed bank is ex situ. Removed from the place and you take it somewhere else. Ex situ conservation. Look this question again, students. According to Alexander Humboldt, who gave the species-area relationship. According to Alexander Humboldt, who gave species relationship, what is the meaning? Species richness decrease? No. Species richness increase with increase in search area only to a certain limit? Yes, this is our answer. Species richness will only increase up to a certain limit. After that, species richness cannot increase anymore. Only up to a certain limit. The more you search, the more you find. Here, can you see, students? The more you search, the more you find. And here we can see there is an equation here, log S equals log C plus Z log A. Students, here they can ask you any of the following legends, any of the following they can ask you. They can ask you anything, they can ask you in this. What is C, what is S, what is Z, what is A? So be prepared to knowing what is what. This is very important. Be prepared for this. Okay. Which of the following regions of the globe exhibit highest species diversity? Highest species diversity can be seen where? Species diversity. Obviously in the Amazon rainforest. Amazon rainforest will have the highest species diversity in the world. Amazon rainforest. It's going to be Amazon rainforest, students. Next question on the board. Take your time, students, take your time. Next question on the board, take your time and solve. Next question, take your time and then solve. The World Summit or Sustainable Development held in person to Johannesburg, right? South Africa is for. What is the main reason for that? Very easy again. Option number one. Option number one. Okay. Option number one is the right answer. A significant reduction in current rate of biodiversity loss. The way biodiversity loss is going, to reduce the biodiversity loss, we have the option number. Okay. Johannesburg one. Johannesburg. Okay. Johannesburg. Done, students? Done? All of you? Option number one. I told you here, right? I told you here only. I told you. See here. The World Summit Sustainable Development held in 2002, Johannesburg. What is the aim here? A significant reduction in current rate of biodiversity loss. This is very important here. Very important. Here. Decrease in the current rate of biodiversity loss. The Earth Summit, what is it? Earth Summit is, right, conservation of biodiversity and sustainable development. So remember, students, sustainable usage of benefits here. First one. Second one is for decrease in the current rate of biodiversity loss. Decrease in the current rate of biodiversity loss. Next question on the board. Very easy, students. Very easy question. Go. I'll give 10 seconds. I'll give 10 seconds to solve this question. Time starts now. Time starts now. 10 seconds you have. Students, quickly smash the like button, all of you. Whoever is new, quickly smash the like button if you're new. Students, quickly smash the like button. What is the answer? Z is slope of the line. Exactly. Done. Next question. Which of the following is not a method of ex-situ conservation? Students, do you need a small trick for this? Not trick, I'll tell you. I'll give you. I have a flow chart, I'll show you. I have a flow chart which I'll show you. Is not a method of ex-situ. Ex-situ. Right. Ex-situ, but national park is in situ. National park is in situ, students. I think I have a slide for that. Let me show you. It is not the students. I'll give it next time. I'll send it to my Telegram, students. I'll send a table in my Telegram. I'll send a table in my Telegram that has everything for in situ. What are the options? Ex situ. What are the options? A small table is there which you can help. Okay. Next question, student. Next question. Which of the following is or are causes of biodiversity loss? Causes of biodiversity loss, students. Causes of biodiversity loss. Quickly. Something called as evil quadrate. Overexploitation, fragmentation, right? Alien species invasion and co-extinction. Right. Here option number one is the most appropriate answer. Option number one is the most appropriate answer because it is covering the two major biodiversity causes. Biodiversity causes, students. Two major biodiversity causes covered here. Two of them are covered here. Okay. Today itself, student. Today itself I'll send. Don't worry. Today itself I'll send you. Okay. In this PDF only I'll send it to you. Okay. In rivet popper hypothesis, Paul Enrich compared the rivets in the aeroplane to. For example, students, I'll teach you this small concept. Listen to me. What is rivet popper hypothesis? Small concept, understand. We'll take Royal, we'll take Nitya, we'll take Devi, and we'll take Roshni, we'll take Sanvi also. I will send all of you to aeroplane. I will send all of you in aeroplane. And when you're getting down, when all of you are getting down from aeroplane, what do? Silently, all of you are taking one nut. All of you are taking one nut bolt from the your rope. All of you are taking a screwdriver and going. Silently, you're taking one nut and keeping it in the pocket and coming off. Okay. Now, students, you tell me, if you remove one nut or one bolt, will there be a problem? There will be no problem. Will there be no problem? Okay. Will there be no problem? Similarly, students, if you remove one species, right, will there be no much problem starting? Starting there might not be a problem. But imagine, one by one, I will send all of you. I will send Emperor, I will send Kavya, I will send everyone one by one now. At one point, the aeroplane cannot take it anymore. At one point, if you remove all the nuts and bolts, aeroplane is gone. Same thing is happening in your ecosystem also. One by one, if you keep removing all the species, if one by one all the species go extinct, starting it may not be a big issue, but eventually it becomes a very, very drastic thing and entire world will collapse or entire ecosystem will collapse there. Now, let me take one more person. Let's take Pramod. Okay. Pramod is one legend now because he's going into the aeroplane. I told all of you, some of you taking one nut from one from your seat, some of you removing one nut from one random, let's say, one bathroom door. Pramod is going and is removing one nut from the engine only. Engine, or let's say this one big door is there. All of you know the aeroplane door. He is removing one nut from door only. What will happen? Now there are some nuts or bolts which are very important. If you remove those nuts, right, entire plane will collapse directly. Okay, those important nuts and bolts are called as keystone species. They are called as what? Keystone species. They are very, very important here. Very, very important. All of you understood? All of you understood the concept? So here, nut and bolt, rivet is called as what, students? Rivet is called as a species within a genus. The entire aeroplane is called as ecosystem. Entire aeroplane is called as a ecosystem here. Okay. Oh, done, students. With that, we are done. With that, we are over. Okay, with that, we are over, students. So I think that was a very, very long class, and also we solved so many questions, so many concepts here and there. Okay. Now, students, let me ask all of you a few questions orally also. Right, orally. For 2 minutes, I'll ask you questions. Okay. Students, tell me, under over exploitation, which are the two examples which you need to remember? Under over exploitation, which are the two examples you need to remember? Students, tell me in the chat quickly. Under over exploitation, who can tell me? So there's no trick, students. I'll just show you. I think I have that. There's no trick per se, but okay, students, this is it. All of you can see this. Is the board visible to all of you? You can just remember this. You can just remember this, students. All of you can easily remember this. Stellar sea cow and passenger pigeon. Exactly. Stellar sea cow and passenger pigeon. You should remember. See, this is what you should remember. In situ, we have biodiversity hotspot, protected area, sacred groves, biosphere reserve, national park. Okay, national park. SNB. We can have SNB here. SNB here. Then XT2 we have zoological park, botanical garden, seed bank, gene bank, micropropagation. All of them come here. All of them come here. This can also help you. This can also help you to remember things. It can easily help you to remember certain things here. Help you to remember certain things. Okay, students. Anything I have to ask you? Okay. Let me ask you questions from ecology. Is very easy, student. Ecology is very easy actually. Students, do you remember the experiment called David Till? Oh, there's a good question here. Student, there's a very good question here. Let me show you one good question. Student, these are not your questions. Let me tell you first of all. These are questions for KCT students. Why can't I exit this? Why can't I exit this? These are not your questions. These are KCT questions. There was a very good question here which I got. Students, do you also want to learn this way? Students, do you want to learn this way? Students, here you can see I have made some notes for KCT students. The entire chapter in, let's say, entire chapter biological biodiversity classification, the entire chapter of biological classification, biodiversity and conservation in just 20 points. Entire chapter in 20 points. That's all. Entire chapter in 20 points. So if you want that way, let me know. I'll do it for you also. That's a very good question here. I forgot. Students, I can't find the question. This also is very important. This concept is also very important. What is narrow utilitarian, broad utilitarian, ethical argument? This is also very important here. No, my students, I'm not finding it. Forget it. Okay. Okay. Students, if you want, let me know in chat. If you want such notes, right, where I teach you everything, like, in a way that entire chapter in 20 points. I have made such notes. Like, for example, any chapter you take, it will be less than 50 points. You can revise the entire chapter in 50 points, and entire, let's say, human reproduction in 30 points. And let me tell you, if you read those points, right, every other question in NEET examination will come from there only. It will come from there only. It is not very difficult. Okay. So if you want me to teach using that, I'll teach using that also. I'll make you teach. I will teach your entire class 11, class 12th using those notes. Okay. Using those notes, I can teach you entire class 11, class 12th. Okay. Students, thank you so much for today's class. I had fun. It was really fun today. And hopefully all of you learned something. And all of you students in the chat right now, all of you in the chat, right? Class 12th, what did he? This I want in the comments. Class 12th botany done and dusted. All of you. Class 12th botany done and dusted in the chat, all of you. Class 12th botany done and dusted. With that, your entire thing is over. Actually, we discussed this long back, students. We discussed with Captain Shreyas long back. I think it is already happening. If you go to the session, if you go to the channel right now, you can already see there. Something special already is there. Okay, I didn't know sir already implemented it. I had lack of information. Okay, so go check the channel. It's already there something. Okay, so thank you so much, students. Thank you so much for today's class. It was really fun. I will see you in the next class. Bye bye. Take care, all of you, and have a great day ahead. Learn well. Anything which you have, let me know in the comment section. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section also if you have any facing any difficulties or if you enjoyed the session. Okay, so bye bye. Take care, students. Have a great day ahead. Sayonara, all of you. Sayonara. Sayonara, all of you. 3K3.